I am sure sports. You know me there. I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know the game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember, like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices. Add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
All right. Greetings and good afternoon. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. This is Man in His Man, and it's going to be the basketball edition. The big debates. These are some topics that needs to be laid to rest. And yesterday, on my birthday, we were having a show, and many people were throwing stabs and shots at my friend Pioneer. So I had to have him look at the video, check out the video, and then come on and challenge all of these people. So I hope they are going to jump on and be a part of the show today so he can answer to them. You know what? I am going to be sending this to them, you know. Yeah, man, I'm going to make sure that they all get it so they can come on, watch it, and be a part of it and challenge Pioneer on these topics. But first and foremost, let me say, big thank you to all the persons who, wish Man in His Man a happy birthday yesterday. Really glad for all the love and support that was shown by every single one of you. It was really a good day. Enjoyed it. Enjoy spending a portion of the day with you, the subscribers of I Am Sure Sports. All right. We also have a little video that is premiering in a couple of minutes. Don't know how we got the times crossed, but it should be premiering. So you can watch it afterwards or watch it. I don't know how that's going to work, but we'll jump on to the chat, man. Let me say a big thank you to the sponsors of this video. All right, the sponsors of this video are Prestige Finance, lending a helping hand when you need it the most for all your. So if you need a loan of up to 100,000 Jamaican dollars, visit Prestige Finance in Linseed, St. Catherine, Jamaica, or you can call or text them at 876-884-7390, and they will lend you up to 100,000 Jamaican dollars, no processing fee and same-day processing. Also to Launch Legacy, where they handle risk and they seek legacy for all your personal insurance needs. In Canada and the USA, visit Launch Legacy at launchlegacy.com or call or text them at 647-989-0782. All right, so we had to do that. Now, Pioneer is here. I'm going to let him come on as well. and give you his greetings as well. Pioneer. Well,
Blessings, man. Blessings. Hey, I'm gonna say this. To tell you the truth, man, after you briefed me on what transpired yesterday, I didn't even go watch a video. And let me say admittedly, so I don't know who was saying what. But but the thing I said today now, I don't know. I would love everybody to come out today. I'm kind of in a teaching mode. All right. If you notice today, I mean, I'm a shirt, fresh haircut, and no hat. Today, I step out like a professor. Understand? So, welcome all comers today. All topics to be discussed. I'm here to lecture and tutor. All right, so welcome everybody. We're on the stream already. Saying welcome forward. Saying understand a few things are being said, man. You gave me a little update. Unfortunately, since yesterday I've been busy. Busy this morning, but thought I would take the time out as the basketball professor. Thought I needed to take the time out to be here today to school a few students that think they might, be in need of such lecturing. You know what I'm saying?
All right, don't worry. I'm going to ensure that they all who were running up their mouth yesterday, and I'm going to make sure that they get it, so they have no escape from the tutelage of the great one, Mr. Pioneer. Yeah, but they were discussing. Outer East is here. He was on yesterday, but he was asking for you. He was saying, where is Pioneer? Dre Anyways is also here as well. The Lakers, man. Blessings to Fresh God as well. Dre, you know that I'm out here. Yeah, man. Hey, Dre, out here side, but I'm leaving. I heading out tomorrow, Dre. I'm in Florida, but I'm leaving out Star. You understand me? So next time when I circle back around the corner, I'll let you know. Yeah. But they are yeah, man. Bless up. Yeah. So CC was on, and let me give you some of the things that are being raised. One, the 90's Bulls versus the present Warriors playing with the rules from then, the rules from back then. The argument is the Bulls would dominate. The present rules now, the Warriors could not dominate. All right. So if you
disagree.
So that no.
By the way, which one of the Warriors team are we talking about? Are we talking about the current Warriors? Or are we talking about the 2017-18 Warriors? That would be the Warriors team. That would be the Warriors team with Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry.
You can use that team. You can use that team. You can qualify it if you want to use that team if you want. The other question is
because this version, the truth is, man, is that this version of the Warriors was a very good team, and while I could argue that maybe this is the best version of Steph Curry that we have seen, I would say that 2017 Warriors was a better team than this Warriors team. Albeit we see the emergence of people like Andrew Wiggins and Jordan Poole, but with Kevin Durant in that Warriors team, Klay Thompson being at the top of his game, I would argue. Draymond Green at the top of his game, I would argue. Andre Iguodala being a much better version of himself, and at that time one of the best two-way players in the game. I would argue that version of the Warriors is probably the best version of Warriors that we have seen in this dynastic era. So if I was gonna do a comparison with the Bulls, I would be more prepared to use that Warriors team. And I would agree that by those rules in that day, I would suggest that the Warriors team would give the Bulls a hard run for their money, but I would still favor the Bulls. However, by today's rules, with the refs calling foul for every touch, then that 2017 Warriors team would definitely challenge the Bulls. Maybe 4-2, 4-1 maybe. With Kevin Durant being who he was at that time, Steph Curry shooting it from almost half court, Klay Thompson being the sniper that he is, Draymond Green being at his most efficient self, I would argue that Warriors team, I would give a better chance beating the Bulls by today's rules.
All right. The
All right.
so that's one. The other thing that was raised. So you're going to take on those things, Big up Chris
Yeah, man.
Wayne with the belated birthday greetings. Respect, man. Yeah, man. Thank you, Chris Wayne.
All right.
Blessings,
Respect our
my
manners.
brother. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. All right. The other question that was asked is, and many people are saying that Russell Westbrook is a better player than Draymond Green and Steph Curry.
And who?
Steph Curry.
Mannings, man. Let me ask you something. You were splashing champagne online yesterday, Virgin. You man, what man in the mix? You were drink. Hold on. You not share out the rum punch on the internet yesterday, Mannings.
Why? But all of Russell. No, all of what you're saying is that Russell has better rebounding. All right, better rebounding, better assist stats, better steal stats than Steph Curry. So he is better statistically in some of the major Currys than Steph, right? But they do admit, I'm telling you what they're saying, but they do admit that Steph Curry is a better team player than Russell Westbrook, and there is no comparison between Westbrook and Draymond Green because they're not even in the same league. All right.
So.
And the
I'd like to bring on some of these persons, man. Trust me, I'd like these persons to come forward. I'd like them to present them argument. Because I don't want to be out here arguing with myself. All right, so listen, let me say this now. For those who would think that, all right, and I'm going to say this categorically and clear. And I want to be very clear when I'm saying this. Throw the statistics out the window. There is nothing, and I want people to hear what I'm saying. Outside of dunking the basketball. Outside of dunking the basketball and being more athletic. There's nothing that Russell Westbrook does on the basketball better than Steph Curry. Not passing, not rebounding, not shooting for sure, not scoring, nothing, absolutely nothing. Don't be fooled by the numbers, people. So let us look at the assists. So people who would want to point to the assist Mannings would want to say that Russell is a better passer than Steph Curry. All right, because if you're talking about assists, then you'll be talking about passing the ball, moving the ball. Listen, people, Russell Westbrook's statistics are what you call a statistical. I don't want to call it an anomaly because he has done it so many times. But you have to put it in context, people. Russell Westbrook goes out and seek numbers to facilitate those stats. Russell Westbrook is consistently in search of a triple-double stat. He will go out, he will show some assists, he will push the big men out of the way for grab some rebounds, which you can't use those inflated numbers to judge the player. All right, as a matter of fact, if you ask me, because of the way how Russell Westbrook plays basketball, he oftentimes cost his team games, people. All right. Steven Adams is 7 foot tall. He's the center, and he was the center on the Oklahoma City Thunders. There is no way in a game that the Oklahoma City Thunders is playing that Russell Westbrook should be averaging more assists than Steven Adams. This is your center. This is a man whose duty it is to grab assists. But look what would happen. Steven Adams would step out of the way, and almost shield the assist for Westbrook to get it so that he could inflate his
the rebound. The shield the rebound.
I'm talking about. The rebound. You shield the rebound. Sorry, I said assist, right?
Yeah, you said assist.
My bad. My apologies. He would shield the rebound in order to facilitate Westbrook getting those rebounds. I can send you a collage on the internet, people, with this happening. It happens each team that Westbrook goes to. If you should use his numbers at the Lakers, where he was asked to play more within a system of basketball, then you would see that those numbers were vastly inflated. Because here he was on a team that was playing a system of basketball, winning basketball, not Russell Westbrook stat-patting basketball, and his numbers were significantly decreased. because he was playing in this system. So this argument about him being a better rebounder and a better assist. Listen, Russell Westbrook would need 2 assists, all right, for a triple-double. He would drive to the basket and then kick out to a man who was shooting 23% from the three-point line in order for this man to make a bucket so that he could get an additional assist to compile those triple-doubles. Because people don't be bamboozled, don't be fooled, don't be tricked by Russell Westbrook and his triple-double stats. It's an illusion. It's a statistical illusion what Russell Westbrook has managed to do with the triple-double. And listen now, Russell Westbrook has effectively managed to make the triple-double in basketball an overrated statistics. When Oscar Robertson averaged a triple-double for a season, everybody thought it could not have been done again. It was the biggest thing. So when Russell Westbrook did it for the first time, it was such a big thing that in spite of his inefficient numbers, he averaged a triple-double, but in spite of the inefficiency and his high usage rate, it was such a big thing because nobody had done it since Big O that he won the MVP that season. In the second season that he did it, he didn't even get into the final voting for the MVP of the MVP conversation because by then persons realized what was happening and now he has managed to make the triple-double an overrated stat. Russell Westbrook's triple-double statistics are a statistical illusion, people. It is made to bamboozle. So this argument about Russell Westbrook being better than Steph Curry, in no way, no shape, no form. Manning's man. Steph Curry is now being argued as one of the top 10 basketball players of all time. Which madman, which basketball madman could come here on the internet and argue with me that Russell Westbrook is in a category anywhere comparable to Russell Westbrook? Russell Westbrook can be compared to Steph Curry. Only a madman who have no basketball knowledge or sense. I can't think that even somebody who has been watching basketball for the last 2 or 3 years could come here and reasonably argue that Russell Westbrook is in the same conversation as Steph Curry. So we're going to throw that one to the window, man. Let us not even bring that conversation here. And I dare anybody who was here, I would like to come on here to draw a comparison. And I'm going to say it again, man. Apart from his athleticism, apart from his dunking, which is facilitated by his athleticism. And he's not even a good dunker either because we have seen him dunk against the rim many, many times. Steph Curry, because of his stature, because of his height, doesn't go for a lot of dunks. See? So apart from his athleticism,
they're both listed at the same height, though, you know.
No, but hold on, but he's athletic. He's an athletic guard. All right.
Okay.
So I'm saying to you, even in terms of his rebounding, Steph Curry for 6'3" and a non-athletic guard is a very good rebounder. He reads rebounds better than Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook gets most of his rebounds by trying to out-rebound his own teammates, man. That's what I'm trying to say. In terms of assists and passing, there is no comparison. Russell Westbrook has, as Skip Bayless like to say, he has some of the worst handles he has ever seen for anybody who plays the point guard position. He's clumsy. He's a bad passer. He's a bad ball handler. He's a turnover machine. So to suggest that he has anywhere near to the hand, he's not a better dribbler. He's not a better passer. He's not a better ball handler than Steph Curry. Let's not even mention shooting and scoring, man. Those are totally. Steph Curry is another stratosphere from Westbrook with those. So there's nothing that Russell Westbrook does on the basketball court that is comparable to Steph Curry outside of his athleticism, which allows him to dunk. All right. Now let me get to the conversation that a lot would like to have now. And I proudly will state that I am the man who started this conversation. The genesis of this conversation was when a certain Virgin and ear was arguing that Westbrook was one of the top 10 players in the NBA. And I said to him at the time, I could name you 15 players that were currently playing in the NBA that was better than Russell Westbrook. I sent him a list of 15 players that didn't include Draymond Green at the time. But I went on further. At the time, people like Donovan Mitchell was a rookie. Persons like Nikola Jokic was in his second year, but I didn't even count him. People like some other Trey Young and those guys were young in the league. So I totally excluded those guys. But at the time, I named 15 players who were playing in the league at the time. And because this is a man that wanted to put Westbrook in the top 10 now. I extended the list. And I had Draymond Green at 19. And I sent the list to the gentleman, and he said to me, there's no way that Draymond Green is better than Russell Westbrook. And I said to him at the time, the sum total of what Draymond Green does on the basketball. And for those who don't understand sum total, by a sum total, I am adding up all your pluses and all your minuses. When I add up all of Draymond Green's pluses, and deduct his minuses, and I do the same for Westbrook, Draymond Green, for me, still ranks higher as a player than Russell Westbrook. And I can stand here right now, Mannings, and anybody dare to come and argue or come and debate it. I am here, and I am sure sports this evening to debate that. All right? I saw you have up another thing on the thumbnail, Mannings. So let me get that out of the way first. All right? So let me get this Kevin Durant versus Carmelo Anthony, who is the better scorer argument, which is an argument that was perpetuated by my player Draymond Green. He was on his podcast, his Volume podcast. He was being asked some questions by his producer. And the producer said to him, who is a better scorer, Prime Melo or Prime KD? He proceeded to say it was a close one. He proceeded to say it was a pick 'em, which means you could pick either. But then he came down on the conclusion that for him, Carmelo Anthony, was a better scorer than Kevin Durant. He made a few arguments to support his point and his viewpoint. He made one of the stronger arguments he made was Carmelo Anthony's post game. And for those who don't understand what I mean by post game was what he does when he's in the paint, back to the basket or around the rim. And he tried to make the argument that Carmelo has a very, very, very effective and very good post game. And I will agree with that. I will give him that Carmelo has a decent post game. A better post game than KD, mind you. But when we're talking about both gentlemen as scorers now, that's the only area that Carmelo can compare to Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant has a better mid-range. He's better from three. He's better off the dribble. So for me, there's no comparison. All right, outside of the post game, and Melo is sometimes aggressive in the post, and that makes him a little effective. You want a player to give you a bucket, give the ball to Kevin Durant for me, not Carmelo Anthony. And Carmelo Anthony's night when he's hot. But in terms of being an effective and efficient scorer, for me, it's Kevin Durant by 2 lengths over Carmelo Anthony.
I will say this to you. When Carmelo Anthony was at the Denver Nuggets, which was, I think, the best time of his career, he and those times he had
even though he had better numbers than the Knicks, money.
Yeah, but on a poor team because he became solo Melo. It's like, he was doing it. He became like a Russell Westbrook 2.0 at the Knicks. But in Denver, he had Chauncey Billups, he had Marcus Camby, he had Kenyon Martin, and at that time, the NBA had Melo as one of the unguardable players during that time. And that time you had like Tim Duncan, you had Kobe at the Lakers, you still had some of those. You had young LeBron in Cleveland, you had Dwayne Wade out in Miami. And of all of those guys, including LeBron James, Kobe at the Lakers, Carmelo Anthony at the Denver Nuggets was top, and probably more harder to guard than LeBron, than D Wade, than Chris Bosh at Toronto, Tracy McGrady, who was still in. All of these guys were in the league. All of these guys were in the league, you know. And that's how Melo was viewed.
I disagree with you, man. I disagree.
Go ahead.
Carmelo did most of his damage in the regular season. All right. Can't compare regular season Carmelo to postseason Kobe. Can't compare regular season Carmelo to postseason LeBron James. To suggest that Carmelo is more guardable than LeBron James is not true.
Harder to guard. Of course.
No, man.
While Carmelo was in LeBron's first stint with Cleveland and Carmelo's first run, because these guys came into the league almost the same time.
You could make the argument, Mannings, that at that time Carmelo had a better mid-range game and a better three-point shot than LeBron James. But in terms of round the basket or going to the basket, LeBron James was a better player. And as I said, Carmelo did most of his damage.
LeBron James was a better all-round player in his first stint at Cleveland. Carmelo Anthony was the best scorer in the league, even with Kobe. Now, what you can say is that in the playoffs, which Melo got knocked, Melo's team normally gets eliminated in the playoffs. Right? So you can say when they got to the playoffs, remember he was still young.
And I'm saying to your man,
exactly. Which is not down to him alone. Which is not down to him alone.
Hold on, man. So I could compare that to LeBron James, for example, 2007 LeBron James, when he almost single-handedly took his team to the finals. You want to tell me that version of LeBron James, there was a version of Carmelo in any player.
Because LeBron James, what I'm saying to you, LeBron James was, I think, averaging a triple-double, meaning that his all-round game was better. But Carmelo Anthony, Anthony still had better scoring numbers.
No, but scoring numbers aside, Mannings. What I'm saying, who had better teammates?
But that's the art. No, what I'm saying though, the argument is
took that team by himself. But you mentioned Carmelo having. And Mannings, this is
because it is scoring. You know, this is where the argument is, you know, because you're comparing LeBron's all-round game. What we're talking about is scoring. Because the point I'm making is that go ahead. Because here's the point we're making, Pioneer. The point I am making is this. I think a lot of people, when they compare KD with Carmelo, they're looking at prime KD and old Melo. You have to go back to Carmelo's prime. In his prime in Denver, Carmelo was one of the top scorers in the league and was dubbed as being unguardable by the pundits at that time.
In the regular season.
It don't matter. We're talking about. We're not talking about. We're talking about scorer.
No, hold on a minute. So let me say this to you now. And this is where and as everybody who watches the NBA knows that the playoffs is where we separate men from boys. It's where we distinguish the greats from the regulars. It's where we distinguish the greats from the greatest. All right. Now, when it came down to playoff time, look at Carmelo Anthony's numbers in the playoffs when he was at Denver. When it came down to playoff time, when teams were able to zone in on you, when teams were able to look at you, break down your game, then that is when Melo shrinked.
Yeah, but he was struggling. No, man. LeBron James. All right. No, Carmelo Anthony had a Marcus Camby in his first playoff run who had major knee issues. Then he went on who was their center. Then after that, it was a Kenyon Martin issue. So he has also had issues where though he had other players around him, he had to carry the weight.
All right, I got
and remember, and then also remember,
I'm pulling up the numbers as we speak, man. I'm pulling up the numbers as we speak, so I can break this down for you here. All right, so and I want you to know what I said. The regular, I don't use regular season stats for judge much.
But if you're not going to use regular season stats, then you can't have Carmelo in no conversation about being any sort of scorer. In other words, if if you remove regular season stats, Carmelo Anthony is not a good basketballer any at all.
What Mannings is
That's,
clear.
and so the argument, what I'm saying though is that the argument is done, because what would have to conclude, if you remove all regular season stats, Carmelo Anthony is a below ordinary, is less than average, below ordinary. He's a no good basketballer because he has never done anything in any playoffs. So you can't remove regular season.
No, but I'm saying to you know, Mannings, this is where we separate the men from the boys in the playoffs. So if you're going to tell me, I can point.
But are you going to separate conference? Because remember as well that Carmelo Anthony was going up against the Tim Duncans, and remember at that time as well, Dirk. If you the Western Conference was harder to come out of, and if they finish 8 and 7, they're going up against prime Tim Duncan and Manu Ginobili and all of those teams. They're going up against Kobe with Paul Gasol. So when you look at what Carmelo had in the West, obviously they were going to get, as a young player, he was going to, what LeBron James had to face in the East was not as difficult as what was being in the West. So we could also use that.
All right. So make a look. You want to break down the numbers then? I have the numbers.
Go ahead.
All right. So we can break down the numbers. All right. All right. So Melo in his first playoffs, and I'm looking at playoffs here. All right. So first
hey man,
playoffs,
take off the Barcelona. Hey man, hey, hold on the Pioneer, cause this man come on the Barcelona shirt, man. True Liverpool not getting a point today and come on the Barcelona.
I'm Messi in the Buckeye. I'm Messi me and support. Messi in the Buckeye, man.
All right, boss.
Big up, high. Welcome forward, Chris.
Yeah.
And,
big up
Highgate, you know. Original, my general Highgate. Big up yourself, Highgate. Highgate, me there I conduct some class, Virgin. Chris, tell me the man him say me I come out in my shirt. No hat.
Yeah.
You know, I just get a fresh haircut. So a class me come teach you.
Dean. You look like the Dean.
Yeah, you know, professorial today. No hat. See, I make the thing look respectable to my Virgin. So
it look that way.
All right, Chris. So the man, I don't know if you were on here yesterday, Chris. I don't know if you were here yesterday. Saying, but the man, I heard that there was some blasphemy happening here yesterday. Saying, I don't know if it was because it was Manning's man's birthday and the liquor was flowing. You understand? The champagne did a splash and rum punch that share out, brother. But the man, them had the audacity yesterday, Chris, to be here on the internet, saying that Russell Westbrook was a better basketball player than Steph Curry.
An individual basketball player than Steph Curry.
Yeah, I think I could never entertain such an argument if I heard it, man. It's just like the
Nothing after you drink of two quart, my brethren. Not even after drinking of two full quart, you couldn't entertain that argument.
No, you couldn't entertain. Even if you just start watching basketball since 2010, then you still wouldn't think that he's better than Westbrook. Westbrook is better than Curry. Yeah, you wouldn't come up with no such logic to say that. Big up Highgate, but Pioneer is the same thing. Yeah. I don't know what management defending enough. You notice it was in a particular group that we're in, and I didn't even touch on it because you have some topic that the Melo,
the KD Melo one. What on, Chris?
Because the thing about it is, you know,
acknowledge Nicole first. Blessings, Nicole.
Where's G-Star?
I'm in my professorial mode today, Nicole. I'm here to teach lessons today.
I'm going to take some time off because I need to get G-Star. I need to get G-Star.
Yeah, man, we need G-Star as a part.
Yeah, because you have G-Star on the same team, you know, so I need G-Star over here.
Hold on. Who is somebody in the guest? I would not. Oh, so Chris, are you good at another guest?
Yeah, man.
All right. So, but
why you were bringing up some stats, Pioneer? So go ahead.
Yeah, man. I'm saying Melo stats. Playoff numbers. First playoff average 15 points.
Who did they go up against though? What I'm saying though is that you have to look up who were they going up against, because that is important.
I'm just giving all the numbers. So we are getting into this.
You can't. Me not agree with that.
But man, we have to break it down first. And obviously they got swept, you know. They got swept.
Hey, obviously. I think it was by the Spurs who went on to win the NBA championship.
All right, good.
Which is my point.
Most of his teams were knocked out in the first round, except for the 8 what was that? 08 or 09 team when they went to the playoff finals, the conference finals. So listen, Mannings, I think it's a rather unfair argument to make. I think we should not even labor it too much. So I say, so I love if G Star, who is the man who, because you're going to ever yourself beat down the point by myself and it not go fear. Or somebody to come defend that side of the argument. So come on, G Star, and my bad people, I should have been the one to have invited G Star to be a part of the discussion. Saying so, but someone G Star make get down to the meat.
Yeah.
Because the man said I like it. But you can't use regular season numbers. You see, a man is better than a man who is a consistent playoff performer. You understand what I say? LeBron James, Kevin Durant, those are playoff performers, my brother. I say, so you can't use Melo on his regular season. As you know, in the regular season, the defense is not geared towards any one player. It's not geared towards a system. It's not geared towards zoning in on any individual player and taking away a player's strengths, seeing and exploiting their weaknesses. So it's tonight you're playing in one city, you're playing in another city tomorrow, and people just go through the regular season. There are some regular season games, and this is for the persons who are on here who don't fully understand the intricacies of basketball. There are some regular season games where your players treat it like a playoff game, but those are few and far between. On a regular night, you'll be playing a back-to-back. You're playing in New York tonight. You're playing in Indiana tomorrow. You get your instructions from the coach post-game or during shoot-around. In the playoff is a whole different animal. There are film sessions. You stop the zoning on players. You have extensive film sessions and breakdown on players where your aim is to negate a particular player or negate a team's strength or to take away their best players out of the thing. And that is when, as I said, we separate the greats from the greatest. All right, and obviously, Carmelo Anthony's best numbers would have come in the regular season. And you can't compare that to a KD who rises in the playoff or a LeBron James who is an unstoppable force when it comes playoff time. So it's a conversation that I definitely wouldn't even try to exploit too much. It's a weak argument, people. I would leave it to somebody like G Star to come out here and stuff.
Like I was explaining though, Pioneer, the reason why I didn't touch on it is that you remember I was one of the first person, because sometimes we touch on things before it got what would I call mainstream media, you know, like radio land. You know, we touch on it and scratch the surface. So when Draymond came out and was glorifying KD, and I put that and that he was the man, I was one of the person was telling you that, hey, this is a big argument, you know, Pioneer. So now the reason why I didn't even touch on it, Pioneer, it would support an argument that you have going for Draymond or for most people. Sometimes them would give a good take one time, and then the 9 other takes that them give, it doesn't make sense. Because Draymond Green once said that Kevin Durant was the greatest shooter that he saw. And now all of a sudden he ends up on a podcast with someone and he's changing his mouth, or he's talking, he's saying different. So it tells you that it's just not credible. It cannot be credible, because one moment when KD was with him, he's the greatest scorer is in the game ever. And now the man is not Michael Jordan or LeBron James. The man put him up against, you know. The man put him up against Carmelo, and now all of a sudden the man switched. So So obviously, you have people who don't believe what them say, and that's a take. I think Draymond obviously don't believe that.
To put a different spin on it, Chris, I heard somebody say that Draymond was just making, bringing some controversy to the podcast, so to rile up a debate. So, it's off season. He was giving people something to debate about, and people something to talk about, and something that would obviously bring some attention to his volume podcast. It's the off season, and things obviously are still, there's a lack of content, NBA content, outside of the Kevin Durant trade, or the Kevin Durant are waiting for the Kevin Durant trade. There's not much else happening out there in terms of NBA content. So this might be just Draymond's way of generating a conversation around the NBA and keeping his podcast and the NBA in the mainstream media and not the news. So I don't know if that was his intention, Brethren, but whatever it was a lame argument to make. And definitely, even though Draymond is I am one of Draymond Green's biggest fan. He have said things in the past that I vehemently disagree with. So,
all right. So again, I'm going to say this: we would have to go back to Carmelo's prime, his Denver Nuggets career. I do not agree with the point you're making, Pioneer. I don't agree with the point you're making about the playoffs, because the teams that the Denver Nuggets faced were David Robinson, Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, those guys, right? When you go over to who, because if you use regular season stats, Carmelo Anthony is right.
Which conference is Kevin Durant playing?
No, remember now. So when Kevin Durant, that's what I'm saying. That first thing I want to do is to dismiss this LeBron James being a top scorer with Carmelo Anthony argument. He's a better player than Carmelo Anthony, but not a better scorer than Carmelo Anthony. So let's not use LeBron James and Carmelo playoff stuff. Let's come to Kevin Durant. There is a case.
When it comes to stick up in, man. Stick up in.
No. Because you're using playoffs now. Chris Lynch. I want Chris Lynch in my point. Because Pioneer is using playoff numbers. Because he says playoff is where it really matters. If you're not using playoffs number though, it removes Carmelo not just from the scoring argument, but just from basketball argument totally. Because
in
the playoff, Carmelo has never done anything, so he could not. Because in what playoff has he done anything? In what playoff? In what playoff?
In the 08-09 playoff, when he took his team to his final year in Denver. When they went to what? It was a conference final.
With Jerry Smith. Go and check that series again, man.
Hold on, he averaged 30 points, Brethren. He averaged 30 points in that playoff run.
Yeah, but you all right.
That was probably his best playoff run in the morning. But that's still, even with that, see, and I must say, I will tell you that he had an outstanding year that time. But that still doesn't compare him to a LeBron James or a Kevin Durant, Brethren. What? All right. And so
the man is a better scorer than LeBron James. Chris Lynch, let me ask Chris Lynch. Chris Lynch, do you believe? What I know, let me ask Chris Lynch. Do you believe, Chris Lynch? Me not ask Pioneer this. Chris Lynch, do you believe that LeBron James is a better all-round scorer than Carmelo Anthony in their prime? LeBron James.
I know where you're going, Mannings, but the reason why you have to give LeBron James the edges, efficiency is a big part of scoring in Mannings. So you don't want to keep on taking 20 shots and scoring only 9 or 8. Yeah, so LeBron James would have been more efficient than Carmelo over in the years. And even if Carmelo averaged more, it's not even more, it's not even 5. It's never a case where Carmelo averaged probably 30 and LeBron averaged 25. It's normally some 27, 26. So that is the big reason why I'm edging towards LeBron James. And if you want to use years, I can give you those numbers if you want to use the prime. If you want to go for Carmelo best 7 and you want to go for LeBron best 7. But Carmelo spent 7 in Denver. So I think you want to use Denver because you keep saying Denver. But that is the reason why I would edge toward LeBron James money. The fact that efficiency is a big part of it.
Yeah, but listen, all right. LeBron James is not as good a shooter as Watches. So
give me a second, man.
Yeah.
You can't just use the pure numbers, money. Mannings and say a man is a better scorer. Saying because you have to look at it and how a man play the game. So you have to compare, as Chris said, you have to bring efficiency in the thing. Because there are so many other things that LeBron James does on the basketball court outside of scoring. Some people will discount the value of his scoring. But the truth is that LeBron James is a very good scorer for the teams that he plays on. As a matter of fact, for most of the teams that he plays on, he's the leading scorer, my brethren. But he does so many other things.
What I'm saying to you, though, that based on your theory, Shaquille O'Neal is a better scorer than Carmelo Anthony. Yeah, he is. Based on your argument.
You see the difference now, man.
No, you can't be. It's efficiency.
No, hold on.
No. I'm going to give you some other names.
I'm going to break it down, man.
Yeah,
I'm going to break it down. Give me a chance to break it down. All right.
Mutombo is a more efficient scorer than Carmelo Anthony.
No, man. Not do that. Not bring it this up.
But based on the argument. No, but you can't. No, you can't use certain arguments and then.
No, but listen to me explain, man. Just give me a chance. No man realize the discussion, my brother. All right, when we talk about scoring, we talk about different levels of scoring. We have scoring from outside the paint, we have scoring inside the paint, we have scoring from 3-point, we have scoring from mid-range. All right, so hold on a minute, man. Shaquille O'Neal is a scorer on one level. He score basically around the rim. See? We are talking about
all right, hold on, Pioneer. Here's the issue I have now with the discussion. Yeah. In one part of your argument, you're using pure scoring, and then the next part you're using efficiency. So I need you to stick to. Go ahead.
All right, may I ask you a question? May I ask you a question? May I give you a chance? Sorry for the point you are trying to make. Yeah. Tell me why, in your opinion, is Carmelo Anthony a better scorer than LeBron James?
Because he puts up more numbers than let me give you one. Yeah. Let me finish now. You have to finish.
Okay.
Okay. In his prime, scoring inside the paint, outside the paint, posting up at the elbow, shooting in his prime were all better than LeBron James. LeBron James was better at dunking in his earlier years.
In the paint.
Scoring in the paint?
Yeah.
Scoring in the paint? LeBron was better at scoring because it was a lot of dunks, though. It was a lot of dunks and layups. Carmelo was scoring from the elbow, but he's still in the paint.
But who's better driving? Who's better driving to the basket?
But when you drive to the basket, it's a layup you get. That's the point I'm making.
It's a way of scoring, man. That is the thing. This is not like the Shaquille O'Neal will sit under the basket and wait for something, LeBron drive starts from outside the 3-point line most time, trying to get matchups. And as soon as him see it, him have to take advantage of the mismatch and go to the basket. See your next man agree with me there.
But this is
the number. Right. Only 2 times Carmelo spent 7 years at Denver, and it's only 2 times Carmelo outscored LeBron in a regular season. His rookie year and 2007-8 when he scored 30 points. The other rest of season, LeBron outscored him. So that's why I tell man, even when Carmelo do outscore him, it's not by no 5-point margin. So when he scored 30 points per game that year, LeBron was 28. So it's easy, man. And plus LeBron more efficient. Because you think Carmelo don't want to go to the basket to get layup, but him cannot do what LeBron James do by finding weird.
You think in LeBron's earlier career he didn't want to stay and hit from the top of the key, but he couldn't, so he drove. So the argument you have, we can give that to our Carmelo too.
No, but
on the other end.
when we're done with the numbers, you know, money. So when we're done with the points per game, let's say we move from points per game because I just tell you that LeBron win that. Whether you want to go regular season or playoffs, LeBron win that. So LeBron would have winning efficiency again. So there's no way now.
That is what I'd like to know. In those seasons, who was the most efficient? The same way you said that LeBron, give me those 7 seasons. Let me see if LeBron was more efficient than Carmelo Anthony. I doubt it.
More efficient, man. LeBron's consistently scores.
No, consistency, pioneer. Consistency is different from efficiency. No, but I use that for me, pioneer.
Remember the bad news to Manning. Outside of LeBron, rookie year Manning. That's the only time LeBron go under 50% Manning. That's the bad news. Outside of LeBron, rookie year, he don't go under 50%.
Entire career, Manning. Entire career.
Yeah. All right.
In his entire career,
hey, you guys are made.
One of the man, as a matter of fact, in 2 years in the man career, the man has scored 60 and 61% field goal percentage. Carmelo Anthony has never averaged 60% from the field, virgin.
Man,
so
the man rookie year, not under 50%. That bad news for your man. It's like that's supposed to done the conversation.
All right. Hey, you guys are making my point to me because here's what I'm going to ask you: who had the better 3-point? And because here's what I guarantee you that most of LeBron's points were dunks and layups. Carmelo was scoring more points outside of the paint, which has a higher level of difficulty. Obviously, that will cut down on his level of efficiency. But if you check the amount of makes that he had from like the elbow hitting 2s or outside the key hitting 3s, it's way higher than LeBron.
Careful.
Countryman. Countryman. I beg a countryman. Link up G-Star for the country and tell him to come back and save him, Bridging, man. Because I almost feel like this is almost like I feel guilty right now, people. I'm be silent because me and Chris upon mornings alone, Bridging. It's unfair.
G-Star is on
John Doe, boy, I don't know.
Because I think G-Star didn't do the research. G-Star does say Prime Melo body, so Prime Melo over KD any day because Carmelo is a good scorer of the basketball and we know that. We know them can score the basketball, but talking about the next all-time great in Kevin Durant and LeBron James, it's just too much for him to get over, man.
And this notion, man, is that Carmelo is this great scorer from 3. It's a myth, Bridget. Saying, Carmelo Anthony has only shot in the 40s from 3 years in his entire career in the playoffs. See? Only 3 times in an entire career has Carmelo Anthony shot over 40% from 3. See? And it's 40, 40, and 41. 42. 40, 40, and 42. And a matter of fact, in regular season stat mirror that too. So this notion that Carmelo Anthony is this great scorer from 3 is a myth. He's not rated like Kevin Durant when he comes from 3. Kevin Durant is a sniper from 3, brethren. You understand what I say? So to be compared, the comparison between him and KD is a non-argument. And what the thing though, Mannings, is that why people, because I remember Zidane and I having a conversation on the radio about LeBron being a pass-first player. And this is where people kind of get the thing convoluted. Even though he's a player with a pass-first mentality, he's still a very good and efficient scorer. You understand what I say? And over the years, he has revolutionized his game. I must admit, when they came into the league, Carmelo was better from 3 and he had a better mid-range game. But over the years, you have seen LeBron James work on his game, and now he's a he's a pretty efficient 3-point shooter. All right, and he has a decent enough mid-range game. Not the best mid-range game, but a decent mid-range game. All right, Melo still has a better mid-range game than LeBron right now. But in terms of all levels of scoring, if you're going to start them up together, Bridget, give LeBron the edge over Carmelo. And when it comes to KD, I think that it's an argument. I think it's a non-argument with the KD versus Carmelo Anthony. So you know me, I'm going to switch it up here now, Bridget. Because I'm going to make a thing flip. Because I know that Chris now I agree with you now on that thing, you know, man. So I can put that out. Unless G-Star and come back, man, come help you defend that thing. I can put that thing out. Now I go back to the original argument now. When we know that Chris I agree with you. See?
Yeah.
when me argue now, you know, this is how we know you disagree with me, Chris. And we can have a conversation. So I can balance out the thing, man. This is where I say the sum total of what Draymond Green does makes him a better basketball player than Russell Westbrook. See, if you want to have that conversation, man, we have that conversation. Because that might be a more equitable conversation to have. I think this in this conversation, because I am prepared to listen to the arguments on the other side, and I can understand where people come from. See, and then some people misconstrue that I am saying just as a team player. But for me, it's just not as a team player because it's the overall. Listen, basketball is a team game. So if you have a conversation about a player, we have to have the conversation about the player in a team concept and how his play affects a team concept in a basketball. Because we're not talking about one-on-one basketball here. We're talking about we're talking about a team sport. So that is why my argument.
No, but you have to be you have to be an individual first before you can be a team. Because you don't get drafted. No, you get drafted.
Yeah, you don't get drafted in the NFL because of how you fit into your college team or you fit
exactly.
into
Exactly.
No, but you could do Chris. You could get drafted based on your team's lead and how they think you might fit.
That's a one out of $1 million player. That's a one out of $1 billion.
All right, but hold on now. But Chris, all right. So we now go back to drafting. See? And the argument that is being made, is that if you are starting a team, who would you start with? And the thing that people, the biggest point in that people,
and you answer that. You raise the question. You answer it first.
All right.
Given all that you have seen,
the biggest part of that people misunderstand, see, our people overlook is that if you are starting a team, Virgin. If you are starting a team,
so
who are you
asking
drafting?
You if you're
starting
a team, okay.
I am gonna answer you, my brethren. But I'm saying to you now, hold on, my brethren. This is where now may I break down the mood for the debate. See? So may I say to you now, if we are starting a team, and remember now, if you're starting a team, it's a team game we are playing. So some people will say, who are you going to pick if you're starting a team? Listen to what I'm saying. If I am picking, knowing everything that I know now, see, about both players, and I'm going to start a team, and you say to me, you have to pick. You're going to draft from the entire NBA. We're going to have a draft, and we're going to be drafting from the entire NBA. But the first rule is that you have to draft either Russell Westbrook or Draymond Green at number one.
Pioneer, your hypotheticals can't work. Listen what we ask.
Why not?
That will never. No.
Why not?
No, there's no draft that when the NBA go draft, right? Given what you know now, this is how they're going to look at this point in their career. You have them at the beginning of college. You see how they'll end up. Who are you taking? Russell Westbrook, you don't know who. You don't know if they're going to play with Steph. Hold on.
Manning. Hold on, Manning. Hold on. Give me 1 second, gentlemen. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm going to position myself properly here. I'm going to deal with this thing here. Not the right way, all right? I'm going to position myself properly here. I can be really comfortable and school Manning on this subject. So, Manning. Are you saying that coming out of college, knowing what we know now, or knowing both players coming out of college? What are we saying?
Seeing what you have seen now. You don't know that. You don't know Draymond going to have he may end up. Draymond may end up with Julius Randle. He may end up on a team with some players who bust in the league.
No,
He may end up with some of those. You don't know who they're gonna play with. Listen. Let me ask you. You don't know who. Yeah. No, let me finish. Ask me a question before you answer, no man. You don't know who they're going to play with. Are you drafting Russell Westbrook? Are you drafting Draymond Green? Who you start the franchise with?
I am drafting Draymond Green. Because guess what I know? What I will know, man. Because I'm gonna know now, man. I'm see a comment country, man. All right. What I will know, what I'm sure about now, man. This is what I'm saying now. This is what I'm sure about now. See? I'm sure that any player I put on Russell Westbrook, my team will not win. I'm sure that if I were to even get LeBron James and Anthony Davis and put them with Westbrook, I'm sure that if I were even to get James Harden and Kevin Durant and put them around Westbrook, my team cannot win. What I know for a fact is that Draymond Green came into the Golden State Warriors team, a team that was a mid-table team in the Western Conference at the time, had made it to a first round and a second round, and immediately as he was injected into the starting lineup, his team went to the NBA Finals and won that finals. All right.
Let me ask you one question. Let me ask you one question. No, you don't answer. Me hear you. You're gonna draft Draymond. You answer the question. No. You explain why. Me never ask. All right. So, if Russell Westbrook, that Oklahoma team that went to the NBA Finals and lost, right?
What? Yeah, man.
You remember? With Safalosha and Westbrook and other French guys.
James Harden.
Watch me. Just watch me. Do you believe if Draymond Green was in that team, they would have won the NBA?
I don't know. You can't speak hypothetically because we don't know.
All right. So watch this. So let me answer you. Let me answer you. What I don't know. No, you answer. You say you don't. You answer already. You say you don't know. We know you break it down.
No, we're gonna break it down. Break it down.
All right.
See,
go ahead.
This no. I want to understand. And these people, please, and this is why I'm come just like this now. Come to conduct a school basketball clinic. Come to conduct today. See,
anyways, CC was one of the man yesterday who is on, so we can take the background. Can you know me a football man? We just keep the conversation.
Because
go to fire.
Hey, watch it now, brother. Hey, me don't want to come to conduct class. I bring the leather belt, people. See that there? We have the leather belt with me today. See? So I come to conduct classes, but this when the student them stubborn. I come to beat and teach too. All right, so let me hear what you say.
No, watch out. In hindsight, let me tell you, you have a look at it like this. When was Draymond Green drafted?
2013.
In 2012. 12, I think it's 12. 12,
you have
13,
look at a lot of things, bro. In hindsight, you might say, I would have drafted Draymond Green over Russell Westbrook. But it's upon day one coming out in the draft. But that is unfair. That is unfair.
No, CC. That's what we're saying.
Go ahead.
My answer some of the question then. You put Draymond with CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard. Are they winning a chip?
If I put Draymond, do
the question. See the question there with CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard. Are they winning?
If I put, listen, all right. If I put, and I've said this on here many times. If I put Draymond Green, see, for first thing, you know what? That I don't want to. I ever heard Mark Jackson in a playoff series, see, that included, and this was 2017, 2018 now. Portland Trail Blazers versus the Golden State Warriors. All right, Mark Jackson commentating. Mark Jackson said, if I took Draymond Green off the Golden State Warriors, and this is Golden State with Kevin Durant now, people. and I put him on the Portland Trail Blazers. The Blazers is coming out of this series on top. You know why? Because one of the greatest deficiencies of that Portland Trail Blazers team was their defense. The second thing that Draymond, apart from it, is outstanding defense that he would bring to that Trail Blazers team. The second thing he would bring to that Trail Blazers team would take Damian Lillard off the ball, very much like he has done for Steph Curry. See, and that is one of the great assets that Draymond Green brings to the Warriors team. He allows Steph Curry and Klay Thompson to play off the ball. His ball handling, his passing, and his general basketball IQ of reading the floor. All of them areas that Russell Westbrook is very deficient in. He plays no defense. See, him can't pass to save him life. He's a bad ball handler. See, and him have the basketball IQ of a 2-year-old. Go ahead, Chris.
So stop the not can't pass business. You know, win assists and I know your favorite argument. Throw up some to Stephen and have but no find your favorite argument with that people.
Chris, turnovers is an index of your passing to Chris.
Yes,
right?
But it's an index of the risk that you take sometimes.
Yeah, but it's also an index of your passing ability, Chris. So don't watch the assist numbers, Chris, which as we said to people already, the passing is a statistical illusion, my virgin. No, the passing. The statistics are the stats and the assist numbers are a statistical illusion. This man goes out of his way, virgin, for average and assist. We could look on the people and have shoot.
Listen, Pioneer. Yeah. You know, Draymond Green doesn't have the luxury to do it because he doesn't have the talent as a Russell Westbrook. That is the big thing for Pioneer.
The pass? Who's a better passer, Chris? Who's a better pass?
Yeah. Pioneer, man, is overall better. I'm not talking about the passing game. Okay. May I say, the reason why Draymond is talked about in a team is because of him accepting his limited talent. Russell Westbrook is not limited talent, brother. And that's the difference. Because Draymond Green know that he's not a good scorer and he can accept that he's not a good scorer. He accepts that in most of it. No. He don't average 17 points no season in his career, and that's not even a lot of points that even set.
In the playoffs?
No,
regular. Okay, all right. So Draymond best season he averaged 16 points at a 20, 15, 16. See? What may I say to you, Chris? That is because the man was playing on a team, see, with two of the best scorers in the history of the game. All right,
but and he played on that type of team, though, Pioneer, where he had to sit back and say, "Let me stop taking shots." He had to score on these teams, even with Kevin Durant. He had to take up the mantle to score to Pioneers. He behave like
Chris.
When Westbrook played with KD, it was a case that he never need to score and him shouldn't just be a Draymond Green and behave like him cannot do anything on the basketball court. Chris, he had to score for OKC to do anything Pioneer.
Chris, let me say this now. See? You know what are the big letdowns for that Oklahoma City team? Was that Russell Westbrook in a lot of seasons and a lot of playoff series were taking more shots than Kevin Durant. You know that, my virgin? You know that, right?
That's a Russell Westbrook thing in a Pioneer because he could have limited the shots. While he could have limited the shots, you know.
Yeah.
While he could have limited the shots, he's not Draymond Green. Draymond Green didn't limit the shots, you know. He doesn't have much shot. Draymond Green thing is basically if it wide open, basically has to take it. Russell Westbrook is not just taking open shots. He's taking contested shots. Most of Draymond Green shots Pioneer is uncontested because they're hearing him. Even if you go back and watch the Warriors in them prime, which you don't even have to do it Pioneer. They normally leave Draymond Green open until when he gets hot, they start to contest him. But when Draymond Green gets them leave him.
So let me look on Draymond Green and best scoring season. I try to pull up the numbers. Give me 1 second. And this is what I said. I go 15, 16 Draymond Green. See? And I will agree. Me are the first man to tell you. See? Draymond Green has fallen off in terms of his scoring. And you and I have had this discussion many a times. See, I'm going to tell you, since Kevin Durant has come to the Golden State Warriors, Draymond Green, disappointingly for me, has gotten gun shy. See, but Draymond Green was a man in 15, 16, who was shooting the basketball and shooting it quite effectively and efficiently. See,
and only averaging 13 points.
All right, well, all right. Now the playoff. Draymond has averaged up to 17 points in a playoff already. You know that?
In a series, not in the entire playoff.
Okay. He has averaged up to 17 points in a playoff series. That included Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Kevin Durant.
But Pioneer, that's where you keep on. You're giving yourself a because you hear me tell us that Draymond Green as good as him be as a team player. Yeah. If you don't average 17 points in a career in a playoff, in the playoff for 1 year, never average 17 points in the most important 1 year was 15 points.
Chris, the man has not been required to average 17 points.
Yes, but
that is why my
team that's the difference, you know.
No, so but Chris, what is the crux of my argument, Chris? What is the crux of my argument? See, the crux of my argument is this. Well, let me give you the crux of my argument, Bridget. The crux of my argument is that the sum total of what the man does. See, and as I say, by sum total, I mean when I add up all of the pluses, minus all of the minuses, and do the same thing for Westbrook over the next side. Draymond still comes out atop Westbrook for me, Bridget. The minuses for Westbrook are still.
Yeah, go ahead. From pure basketball, I tell you, that is why I said this depends on how you rank players now. And pure basketball skill, if we are going to Rocker Park for go play.
No, that's not what you're doing, Chris. No, CC. No, we're not going to Rocker Park go play. But we're not Rocker Park, we are playing. We are playing the NBA.
That is why I say Cliff Lynch.
No, don't go there. Don't do that. Hold on, who is that? Man's forward back now, man. Man's guy.
Well, may I ask you a question? Where do you rank? Where do you rank?
Pioneer. Hold on, CC. Don't make CC losing point. The man himself. Anybody who pick Green over Westbrook don't follow basketball. They play a different position. Westbrook and the car or Phil Jackson would have many championships. Green is like Rodman. Green is like Wadman. One trick, right? One trick. All right. Then the next man says, Countryman says, take the belt. Take the belt from Fryer and beat him, Chris Lynch.
But Pioneer, you know what Pioneer do? While me point out TC, Russell Westbrook playoff numbers ear to ear. Pioneer tell me about some series where Draymond do good enough.
But let me show you the thing about it is, for example, where do you rank Chauncey Billups, Pioneer, Chris Lynch?
In terms of pure basketball,
just like how we are discussing, Draymond Green and
the next good team player.
But all right, look at it like this. Chauncey, as good, Carmelo to me is a far greater basketball player for Chauncey Billups. However, Carmelo's only time he went to the conference final was who?
With Chauncey and the Denver team.
Exactly, when Chauncey came in the team. But you know why is that? The leadership that Chauncey brings to the team. But we can't just use that a lot because Chauncey leadership, Carmelo have nothing in terms of leadership over Chauncey Billups. You know? So that is why I said you still have those semantics. But Carmelo is the far superior basketball player or NBA player. If you want to put it down to that. It's just like the other guy. When named Ben Wallace, the man win 4 defensive player of the year. Back to back. And then he win next 2 back to back. But if you really look into it, everybody ever look on a Piston team there. How much of that Piston team you gonna really say, oh, them players there are superstar. Them players there.
Give me a second, man.
Players like that, CC and managers and viewers. We could always say if KD never got to the Warriors, he would win a championship. So Steph Curry is better than him because of that. That's not the case.
Where's the Chris Lynch?
You could always say KD wouldn't win no championship unless he goes to the Warriors. So Steph Curry is a better player because of that one.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. No, I'm gonna tell you that is why I said Pioneer is. This is why I'm saying to you, Pioneer's ranking is basically career. So Steph Curry has had a better career than Kevin Durant, and that is not an argument. But Kevin Durant is the better basketball player.
Simple as that.
And it is as simple as that. That's why I say if you want to say Draymond Green has had a better career than Russell Westbrook in the NBA, that is fine. Because he has had a better career if you really look into it, because he has achieved he win defensive player of the year probably 4 times. Or he win it couple times. Him have all of them things there as an individual. So you can wash that out with the MVP where Russell Westbrook win. And then he win championships where Russell Westbrook don't win championships. So if you look at it like that, yes. But as a pure basketballer, something is better. Westbrook is better.
Yeah, I don't know. Pioneer. Lickstart beat Pioneer, he run gone. Him gonna check out Dr. Google for get information.
I don't know where it's Pioneer. Can we make him talk?
That's why.
Oh, sorry, Chris Lynch.
So that is why I say Chris Lynch and viewers and the and Mannings, he must do, because that's why I bring up the Rocker Park conversation now. If the two of them got Rocker Park and you pick one team, when the man them come out, which one are gonna be number one pick? Which one of them you are gonna pick first? And why is it that you are gonna pick? Oh, you are gonna pick Russell Westbrook first and Draymond Green are the better player. Why would you pick the better player second?
Hey, over the last 2 years, because of how Westbrook look, Pioneer have tried to strengthen him argument. So
what Preacher is saying that Draymond has not had a better career either. Draymond is lucky to be on the Golden State.
Now watch that. Me I try to give him the edge for say yo. No, this man I said that's not basketball. Listen, bro, remember Rocker Park is not basketball. We can show you one youth, and you don't understand. If the man them tell us the 25 greatest player to play in a Rocker Park, and you want to say not basketball, any one of them man there, I bag up anything with Jamaica have. I play basketball. That me I tell you. So you want to come say that is not basketball, you have to just know. But I'm saying championship or team awards, yes. But at the end of the day, a championship.
Yeah, but let me say this. We know already that there are a lot of people, right? When it comes on to sports, a lot of people are on a team. Them play on the Champions League. Them come on now, them come on then. You understand me, Chris Lynch?
Yeah.
And them still, they probably win. There are persons like Axel Chamberlain win the Premier League with Liverpool and the Champions League with Liverpool. All right? In his position. Is he better than Raheem Sterling? Is he a better team player than Raheem Sterling? Yeah, so some of the times the things that we use, which is what I keep saying to Pioneer, you know, him think of a right for now work. I'm gonna get too much beat here right you know.
Yeah, but let me tell you.
And like Preacher said, lucky, I don't even call it lucky, you know. It's just that teams have a way to fit certain type of players. And Draymond Green is just that type of player. He just fits in good. The Golden State have a system, and he just fit that system so good that people like Pioneer now get tricked and think that Draymond Green is the above and beyond.
Yeah. I don't know this man asked me this question. I'm trying to say to him that. What me I try to say to him in terms of even in the street, as in street basketball. And everybody, a man knows say Rocker Park, them a famous park and thing. I know you to go Rocker Park where go NBA, never really make the NBA, but you have other things beyond that. But I'm saying to you that if we were to pick, if the man them come out of hindsight, Pioneer a reason with Draymond Green offer. Because Draymond Green then a Golden State and go win a bunch of rings.
Listen, I don't think Draymond Green would have helped any other team to win championship. Because I don't think he's good. Like you trade Draymond Green right now and put him on the Knicks, they don't get better.
Mannings,
You put Clay Thomas, you play Clay there or Steph there, it gets better. You move Draymond Green right now and you put him on the Memphis Grizzlies, they're not getting better.
All right. Breacher does that's up, man. But may I say we saw Steph Curry and Draymond Green. Did we not see that Chris Lynch?
Steph Curry and Draymond Green. What do you mean?
Meaning that we saw them play a season and they never make the playoff.
Klay Thompson was not there.
What I know. We saw Westbrook with a bunch of role players make the playoff. Remember, you know, we see Russ, who else did done now with Westbrook when KD gone left him? Who else did what was there with him?
He still had Steven Adams and thing there was
Steven
there.
Adams. Who is Steven Adams?
Yeah, man, and the other French guy was there the year after KD left. What is his name again?
Mannings.
What's his name again, man? He's a power forward.
What are these guys' plethora of skill sets that they what are them?
I agree with you.
And nobody I'm comparing to they would have been the same thing, a wash. If you look at it. Klay Thompson, something there. Westbrook with that team versus Golden State with Draymond and Steph and everybody else with them up around them team versus that team. You don't realize they are not. Me just tell us the man have the average a triple-double in order for him team make the playoff, and then the man end up winning MVP as a result of. Because nobody has done it since Oscar Roberts. So the man basically had to do this for his team make the playoff. Right now, I'm not telling a lie. Russell Westbrook seemed like he fall off a cliff, yes. But even recently, Westbrook was the only one putting up any.
Pass your cards. Hold on. Pass your cards. I'm back. Talk of foolishness me right now. I'm start with you. Hold on, Bretton. Can I apologize to the viewers, please? Somebody call my phone and my phone bug out, and for some strange reason, I never come. See, let me start with you. You saw, hold on, Bretton, pause. I heard everything, you know, and most of what was being said. I start with you first season. You saw Draymond and Steph last season get knocked out in the plane. See? The Memphis Grizzlies. They were the 7th seed, went into the plane. We saw Westbrook this year with LeBron James. Probably one of the greatest to ever do it. Playing 80. Westbrook played 81 games this season. They didn't even make the plane. Them finished 13th.
Oh, no.
You want to defend that? Hold on, pass your cards. Don't say nothing yet. Hey, brother, don't that. I come with the leather belt. I'm telling you this even now. Me all of the madness you attack. I'm not ready for it. Hold on. Me, you mentioned Rocker Park. When I go back to the Rocker Park thing. Pass your cards. See? The season that you spoke about. See? When Russell Westbrook with him triple-double exploits led Oklahoma City Thunders to the playoffs. The only player that left that year from the Oklahoma City Thunders team who were in the conference final the year before. See? Were Kevin Durant and Serge Ibaka. The rest of the team was intact. You know who they got on that team also, my brethren? They got Victor Oladipo, who was coming from the Orlando Magics as a nice young star. Don't step in my lane, not see me. I'll beat you, brother. See, you know, so they went to the playoffs. See, you know who they came up on? They came up on the Utah Jazz, led by a rookie, Donovan Mitchell. See, they were spanked that year handily with Westbrook, a ball hog, and cost him team. Most of the games them lose. They lost 4-2. See, so don't tell me about Draymond Green and Steph Curry being knocked out in the plane when Russell Westbrook with LeBron James couldn't even make the plane. They finished 13th. See, so there's no comparison there, brother. No, the Rocker Park thing we are coming with, brethren. I don't know. No, man. Nobody with that foolishness in a preacher. Go look back at Oladipo when he was at. As a matter of fact, me go draw a reference to this. Go look at Oladipo when he was in Orlando, preacher, and then go look at him exactly after he left. After he left. As a matter of fact, this is some of the arguments we make against Westbrook, gentle people. Seeing He's a very hard person to play basketball with. That's why we can't talk about Rocker Park, CC. We are judging. We have never seen Draymond playing at Rocker Park. We have never seen Russell Westbrook playing at Rocker Park. We are judging both gentlemen by their exploits in the NBA. This is where we have seen them playing basketball. CC. See? Now listen to me now, Virgin. See? Listen to what I said to you now. And Preacher, I saying about Preacher, go look at Victor Oladipo in Orlando before he came to the Thunders. And then go look on him the year after he went I went to the Indiana Pacers and look how outstanding the man was. Russell Westbrook stifled the man thing because I'm ball hog, being a ball hog. And this is not the minuses of me talk about people. This is a man who has led the NBA in turnovers for about 5 years straight. He is a ball hog who's very inefficient. Go look at him efficiency numbers, people. Go look at his usage rate, people. This is a man who hogs the ball, seeing, and cost his team games, people. Seeing, he's a very inefficient player. Don't go for, yes, Serge Ibaka and KD. I said it. Seeing, but they had Robertson, they had Steve Adams, and they got Victor Oladipo, Preacher. Seeing, that was a decent team. That was not a scrub team. What is it? If Draymond loses Steph, all right, so Draymond lost Stephen Clay 1 year. He played 10 games. 10 games in the season, not the shortened season. Was it 10 or 14 games? He played one little bit of game. See, and he himself tell us, listen, he lost his guys. KD had left, Steph had left. Clay had gotten injured. Steph had gotten injured, broke his hand. Clay had gotten injured in a game 6 in the previous finals, and KD was injured and had left the Warriors. See, he play, I think, if it's not 10, it's 14 games in play. 10 games, I think he played that season. He had 8 subpar games and 2 decent games. Him tell himself, so listen, I had no motivation to play. My guys were out. With me, I try to lead them out and them not learn nothing. So I basically bug out of the season. See, that's the only season we have seen Draymond Green without him star teammates. See? This argument now where you make CC about Draymond.
Pioneer.
Go ahead.
Tell me, say, was Westbrook voted in the top 75?
That is a voting, brother. Westbrook was voted in the top. Hold on, Virgin. And then that's a simple argument. Is Russell Westbrook a better player than Clay? Hold on. You one of the man right there. You see that about Russell Westbrook better than Steph Curry, brother?
No.
Oh, hold on, Virgin.
No, but yeah,
understand. Understand what I said. Understand what I said here. Understand what I said here, sis. Russell Westbrook is rated for one thing in the NBA and one thing only. He managed to achieve a feat that only Oscar Robertson had achieved before. Seeing, averaging a triple-double in a season, Virgin. Seeing, the triple-double stats has been deemed overrated because of Russell Westbrook. He win a MVP CC because he averaged a triple-double one season. He has been voted in the top 75 because of the triple-double stat CC. Nothing else. And Preacher himself who win the thing will tell you that Russell Westbrook statistics is a statistical illusion. This is a man who forcibly get an assist and rebounds. The average a triple-double, my lad. See? It's a garbage stat with Westbrook because of the triple-double. The Preacher said no. Roberts, Oladipo, and Adams were like Looney Pool Wiggins. Draymond with them is going nowhere without Stephen Clay. Brother, Draymond with Stephen Clay, I got at the top of the mountain. And me as Preacher, me take it back before that, you know. I'm going back. And this is how I'm going to beat you. Hold on, no, when I'm virgin. Before Draymond Green was injected into the Warriors starting lineup, the first year the man was injected into the Warriors starting lineup, they went to the finals. The second year, they went to the finals. The third year, they went to the finals. The fourth year, they went to the finals. They went to 5 finals straight. See? Voilà. Pioneer, you are talking about a triple-double, a triple-single player as if he's a Barkley. No, my brethren. I'm not going to put Draymond with none of them, brethren. Not with Barkley, not with Malone, not with Michael nor Garnett. But neither would I put Westbrook there either. Westbrook not belong in them category with nobody there neither. The triple single thing we talk about, brethren, a lot of what Draymond Green does on the basketball court don't reflect on the stat sheet. Go look at the NBA finals that just passed. Go look at the game 6 of the NBA Finals and look at the amount of deflections. Go look at the amount of shots that he rewards. What he brings on the defensive end with him basketball IQ. Go look at the man's passing.
Ask your Pioneer.
What you said to me?
Was Westbrook coming out of university better player than Draymond Green coming out of university?
All right, you know me I kill it. You know me can't kill that. All right, no, you know me can't say no. Draymond Green was a yeah, all right, go look at both of them in terms of them. You know that Draymond Green was
coming from
all right, you know say all right, you know me I kill you, CC. I'm gonna tell you say no. I'm gonna answer you straight up until you say no. You know what I mean?
You are using 2015.
Hold on, you say, hold on, CC man. You say if Westbrook coming out of college was better than Draymond, never said to you no. You know what I use and kill you. Never use Draymond Green. Go to Draymond Green Wikipedia page right now, my virgin, and look upon him accolades coming out of college. And I'll show you that never use and kill you. I said, okay, I reason basketball to me, no virgin. Go, me give you assignment now, brother. Go pull up Draymond Green's Wikipedia page right now and look at him. Look at his accolades coming out of college. Please do that. And then go look for Russell Westbrook and come back, come talk. You want me to read it out for you?
I want to tell you, as me.
No, hold on a bit. You want me to read it out for you? I'm not talking about where they were drafted. No. You want me to read it out for you right now? Beg me read it out for you. See? Listen what I said to you. 2012. Big Ten all defensive player. See? First team all Big Ten. Big Ten player of the year 2012. Consensus. First team all American out of college. Show me something like that for Russell Westbrook name coming out of college. Russell Westbrook was drafted higher because people were low on Draymond Green because they never know what to make of him, brethren. Don't mess with me, CC, man. What are you talking about coming out of which college? Sure, first team US consensus. You want me to read it for you again, brethren? 2012. Are you gonna consensus? You know what was on that team, brethren? What on consensus first team All American? You know what was on that team? CC. You know what was on that team? Anthony Davis.
Pioneer.
What the number one that team draft?
Pioneer. You get back at 10 minutes, you know. So you have to take listen now and get beaten. All right. We're gonna get 12 for beating, you know. Go ahead, Chris Lynch. You beat him first.
Anybody? Well, I'm there. Different anything. Come.
In the meantime,
nonsense that was being said, you know, brother.
We know, say, Westbrook win top 10 defensive player of the year, you know. But as I tell you, say,
who win it?
Westbrook won top 10 defensive player of the year.
Which year?
A man come out 2008, my boss. Don't worry yourself, my boss. I tell you already in a Pioneer.
All right. Find something for Westbrook's college thing that reads anything like consensus.
UCLA advanced to the final four during each of Westbrook's season.
Pioneer.
All American.
Pioneer. Yeah. Me Chris, hold on, man. Go ahead, Chris. Hold on. Because Chris want to put in back the belt.
Yeah, me I say Pioneer.
I'm here for bet. I'm here for bet, you know, man. I'm here for bet.
As a Pioneer. Like every other sport, my friend, people normally big on offensive talent because it's the most difficult thing to do in basketball. To play defense, people know that. That's why you see the offensive talent normally get drafted before the defense.
In most sports.
And like what Draymond Green is showing us, he cannot shoot the basketball, so there's no way they were going to be big on him coming out of college. That was the big reason.
Can Russell Westbrook shoot the basketball, Chris?
What do you mean if can Russell Westbrook shoot the basketball?
That's your question. Can Russell Westbrook shoot the basketball?
How to score. Find how to score.
Come again, where's that?
In 5 years,
shoot. You said shoot in a breath.
That's the shoot why in Draymond Green 10 season, he averages 5,960 points, and Westbrook 14th season is 23,298 points. That is too big of a gap. Normally, people don't compare. When you're so good.
All right. Chris, me can say something now.
Pioneer, let him finish first, man. Let him finish first. Yeah.
Right.
So Pioneer, it is unfair to go back there and say that. We know that when you draft in basketball, the offensive talent going to come out on top. Because it is the most difficult thing to do. I don't know if people realize this, you know. When you go to football, it's goal scoring is the most difficult thing to do. The numbers tell us that. That is why goal scorers value at that. And it's the same thing in basketball. Scoring the basket is so difficult. So you cannot go around. You cannot go around Pioneer.
We give no credence to defense then, right?
We do.
We give credence, but defense is it much
How many?
easier than scoring?
All right, question for you. Me and Mannings go back football. Hold on, brother. Ask a question. How many offensive players how many offensive players are there in the EPL that you would rank as a better player than Virgil van Dijk?
You want me to give it them? I can give it them. Kevin De Bruyne. Mohamed Salah is a way better player than him. That's easily. I can say if Jeremy Al-Harlan is a better player. Bernardo Silva is a better player than him. You mean, man?
Listen to me now.
Ask you a question, you know, that ties into this.
Give me a chance, brother. I'm out for 10 minutes. I'm here now, make all kind of argument. I need to beat down the whole. When we come back on you and Christian, you know, CC, me done sprung CC already with him. That argument, you know. Phone the time now, brother. Give me a chance. You guys run for 10 minutes to talk without me being here. No, me need a chance to say what I say. Listen to me. I have a tablet, you know. I listen to everything when I say. Somebody I listen to while I was off. You know, don't feel like someone up on ear attack at me.
You must take a tablet because I'll be a man. You must have to take a tablet, you know.
No, man, I have my some information, brother. You know what I'm saying? You don't get your beating already about the Rocker Park, right? We are going to the Rocker Park, right? But they are discussing players are playing at Rocker Park. No, we're not here discussing players playing in Rocker Park. We are judging both gentlemen based on their exploits in the NBA. Seeing, and my argument is straight, people. Seeing, while I can agree, seeing that Westbrook has a.
We also jump this man. You want to say Draymond Green is a Van Dijk comparison? Just go ahead. Go ahead. I just
you know the beginning. You know when I started this argument. You know who I likened to Draymond Green to in the EPL.
Yeah.
N'Golo Kante. Kante.
No. Anyways, go on with the other point, Tiamek. Stick to the basketball. Stick to the.
Give me a chance.
Pioneer. She Kovacic.
Give me a chance. Now give me a chance. Give me a chance. Because you guys are here talking for 10 minutes in my absence box. And I heard everything. So my time for talk now. This is what I said to you, man. Well, I'll agree with you that in terms of scoring the basketball, Russell Westbrook is better. See? But that is about the only thing that Russell Westbrook does better on the basketball court than Draymond Green, my brethren.
Incorrect, man is a better assist that have more better assist, man.
All right, Mannings, hold on. All right, pass. Give me a chance. Better assist, man. There's nothing on the basket. There's no skill on the basketball court that is called assist, Mannings. Who is a better passer, Christine? Draymond Green or Russell Westbrook? Chris, are you me? Can you know basketball? Please tell me.
Who average better?
Who is a better passer, Chris? Chris, who's a better passer, Chris?
So why you don't want to use assist?
No, we don't use assist. There's no skill in the NBA called assist, Chris. Who is a better passer of the basketball, Chris? Don't run from the argument, Virgin. Answer me, Virgin. That's a straightforward question.
Assist because that support.
Chris, who is a better passer of the basketball? Chris.
I would give Draymond Green a slight edge.
All right. No. Hold on. Man, I get into you now, man.
More get from electrical why I feel. Hold on there. So Draymond Green can pass better than Westbrook, but Westbrook average more assists than him.
You know why?
Who?
You know why?
What is it
man,
saying?
You know why? Because Russell Westbrook's numbers, as myself from a company podcast, is a statistical illusion. He creates them to average a triple-double. See, Draymond Green, listen, brother.
Yeah,
I'm not telling about.
Me leave next preacher to take you on, brother.
Good. Let me tell you about true statistics now, my brother.
Pioneer.
Hold on,
I'm
man.
here.
Hold on, preacher.
I'm not feeling my best, so please don't.
Preacher, I get into your preacher. Hold on, preacher.
Sorry that you're not feeling good. I believe.
I'm going to finish this point, preacher. Please let me finish this point. See? Boy, the man might have mix up, man. Just give me a chance. Draymond, let me tell you about true statistics now, CC. I hope you have your pen and your pencil and your paper to take notes in that, CC. Let me tell you about true statistics. Draymond Green, see, has averaged a triple-double for the Golden State Warriors 32 times. Only one time has the Warriors lost a game when he has averaged a triple-double. That is true statistical impact. I'm not talking about a man who's playing to compile numbers, who pushes up man out of the way to get rebounds.
Can I make a comment? Chris?
Preacher, welcome to the discussion, preacher.
Yeah, man.
Welcome to the discussion, preacher.
Evening to the persons online. Yeah. Evening CC, evening Chris, evening Pioneer. Manins, big up yourself. Let's start where Pioneer left off. Pioneer just said Draymond Green has Draymond Green has had 32 triple doubles and Golden State has never lost when he has a triple double, right?
Once. Never
Good.
said never lost.
What Pioneer is not telling you is that in those 31 games that they have won, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson had significant scoring outputs in those games that would have contributed. That would have contributed to Golden State winning. When Russell Westbrook is having a triple-double on his team, he doesn't have the privilege of having a Steph Curry or a Klay Thompson who will be leading or complementary scorers on his team. So what you have done is you have isolated a fact. It is a fact that Draymond has had 31 triple-doubles and they have won in those games, but you've isolated that fact without being fulsome in presenting the other facts around the fact. So let's move away from that. The second thing is, you talked about a true statistic. What are the 5 main statistics in basketball? Scoring, rebounding, assist, block shots, steals. Those are the 5 categories that people usually start.
Hold on, Pioneer, we're not seeing your face. I'm
here. I'm just the permit thing. No, yourself, man. I'm listening.
No, man. Pioneer, we're just seeing we're not seeing above your nose. You need to eat. There you go. Yeah. Go ahead, preacher.
Okay. Yeah, man. So I'm gonna start with the basic basketball statistics. 5 of them. Scoring. Russell Westbrook is averaging over his career about 22 to 23 points per game. Draymond Green is averaging 8 points per game over his career. Now, you said Draymond is not required to score as much. I'll give you that. On the team that he plays on, he doesn't have to be a primary scorer. But for somebody who you say is not as good as Draymond Green as a basketball player, to average 22 to about 23 points per game.
Efficiency, preacher. I thought efficiency. Taking how many shots?
No. Hold on.
May I ask you if give out stats?
I'm saying, hold on. The first thing we do when we have, let me finish. I just came on. Let me finish.
Yeah, man.
The first thing we do when we compare players is not ask about their efficiency. We ask about their scoring output. When the scoring output is close, then we start to have a discussion about efficiency because we want to see. Hold on. Because we want to see if between the two players.
Hold on. Give me a second, preacher. My argument, and everything has to be in the context of the argument we're having, Bridget. My argument is, and this is this you could have called this the moat of the debate. Draymond Green the sum total of what Draymond Green does on the basketball court makes him a better player than Russell Westbrook. Now, if you are comparing to Russell Westbrook's scoring, preacher, see, you have to, I mean, what I'm asking you to do.
No, I'm not doing that. No, I'm not doing that. But you're not allowing me to finish. Pioneer, let me finish. I started with scoring. Let's go now. Let's move from scoring. Let's go to rebounding. Russell Westbrook over his career is a better rebounder than Draymond Green. Russell Westbrook averages 7.4 rebounds.
And see, G-Star come to beat you to in a Pioneer, so you wait.
Let me finish, because I'm not going to be here long.
Walk on. Bless up. Got you.
All right, so Russell Westbrook has a better rebounding output than Draymond Green over
and because of that, he's a better rebounder, preacher.
No, I'm just saying, let's go all 5 statistics.
Hold on, Virgin. All right. Preacher, again, you come and present argument.
Can you allow me, Pioneer, to finish before you even rebut my argument?
Pioneer, let me. Hold on, Preacher. Pioneer.
Go ahead.
Pioneer.
Yeah.
Make one person finish and then the next person up. All right, so go ahead. And then you just write down the thing that you rebut them. Go ahead, Preacher.
Let me give Pioneer the abbreviated version. Across all main basketball statistic categories, Russell Westbrook leads Draymond Green except for one, and that is in block shots. And the reason Draymond Green is 1.4 block to 0.3 block.
Preacher, what about field goal percentage, Preacher?
Hold on, even field goal percentage.
That's not important.
No, what I'm saying is Draymond Green is averaging 8 points per game in his career. Russell Westbrook is averaging 23 points per game. If you are going to now go to field goal percentage to tell me that Draymond Green is more efficient when he's averaging 2/3 less of a point than Russell Westbrook, I'm going to have a significant problem. I don't care if you're...
Why?
I don't care because Draymond is playing with Steph and Clay. Don't isolate Draymond's teammates from the discussion of how good Draymond is versus how good Russell Westbrook is.
But question.
Preach, hold on, G-Star. Make Preacher finish.
When you're a volume shooter, hold on. Let's give me 1 second. Brother. When you're a volume shooter, Preacher, are you capable of shooting your team out of a ball game? Yes or no? And does Russell Westbrook frequently shoot his team out of ball games? Yes or no? Those are 2 questions.
All right, good. Let me answer them. Yes, it is possible. But when you are required to be a volume shooter because you have lesser teammates than a Steph and a Clay on your team, it is going to be every year shown on your field goal and shooting percentage. I see KS putting up a stat here. Green's field goal percentage is 44.1%, while Russell Westbrook is 45.4%. Now, if this statistic is actually factual, it simply means that even when Draymond is scoring, over his career, it means
that's not correct. One is 43 and one is 44. Westbrook is 43 and Draymond is 44. That tells you how bad Draymond is. He doesn't shoot a lot, but yet
well, Pioneer, if that is true, if that statistic is true, the argument done, because Draymond is scoring less over his career at a percentage that is nowhere even better than what Westbrook is doing. So who is more efficient? Don't tell me about efficiency.
I have one question I want to ask you, Preacher. One question. Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Have you ever heard the statement? Russell Westbrook figures are a statistical illusion. You ever heard that statement?
No, I've made the argument in another space.
No, I'm asking a question. Yes or no? Have you ever heard that statement?
Yes, I have. And I'm saying to you,
have you heard that statement? What have you heard that statement?
I've said that.
All right, so I'm help you, Preacher. You are the person who are positive that argument. That Russell Westbrook statistics, his rebound and his assist numbers are a statistical illusion. No, it's kind of...
Yes, I've said that.
Hold on, Virgin. So for you to now come here, see, and to be presenting arguments in defense of Russell Westbrook stats to say he has more rebounds than Draymond, so he's a better rebounder. He has
because
more
we're
assists
making
than Draymond,
no.
so he's better
Yeah,
in
all right.
assisting.
Here the difference.
When you are
Here the
playing an
difference,
argument that the stats that he has
Here the
put up
difference
is
between
a
you and I.
statistical illusion, preacher. Come on.
Here the difference
See, no,
between
me-
you and I, Pioneer.
No,
Let me
but
tell you
hold
the
on,
difference
preacher.
between you and I. Let me tell you
Hold
the
on.
difference between us. No,
Go
man,
ahead.
let me
Go
finish.
ahead.
The
Yeah.
difference between you and I is that I can make a statement that is general about Russell
Yeah.
Westbrook. Generally speaking, I'm not blown away by his triple doubles. Generally speaking, I consider
You're
his
not blown away by the triple double. But yet,
No.
but yet, the same numbers are the same numbers you're presenting
Hold
on
on,
the preacher.
no.
But
But
the
I'm
same
saying to
numbers you're
you,
presenting here.
no, but he has not averaged a triple double over his career. That's the
No,
difference
but hold on.
between you and me. In his the sum total of his career has not been triple doubles, but the sum total of his career has been better than the sum total of Draymond's career.
I
You
disagree.
cannot debate that because that
I
is a
disagree with
fact.
that, preacher. I
No,
disagree
no,
with that
no.
because, hold on, preacher, I'm telling you, I disagree with that. I disagree with that because the very numbers that you're quoting right now, by your argument and my argument, because we are making the same argument. These are not real numbers, preacher. These are numbers
No.
that were created. These are numbers that were compiled just for the sake of statistics.
Let me ask you a
So for
question.
to
Let me
come
ask
here
you a
now, my
question.
brethren.
No. G-Star, can I finish? Because Pioneer is using. No,
Yeah, go ahead.
Pioneer.
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah.
Pioneer. I made
Yeah,
the
yeah,
point
yeah.
about. I made the point about Russell Westbrook's stats as it relates to 2 seasons.
No,
Two
man,
seasons.
no, preacher.
Yes, I
We're
did.
talking about the triple double. We're talking about his
Yeah.
triple double.
How many seasons has Russell Westbrook averaged a triple double?
About 4.
Okay. How many
Of course,
seasons
he's
has
not
Russell
average
Westbrook been in the NBA? How many seasons has
probably
Russell
about-
Westbrook in?
He probably about
14.
14 or 15 now.
As long as it's not
14
past
seasons.
it.
14 or
14.
15 now, yeah.
All right. Let me ask you a question, Pioneer. If a player is in the NBA for 14 to 15 seasons, and in 4 of those seasons he averages a triple double, Zine, and these are not high triple doubles because his rebounding numbers are not 20 rebounds per game. It's like 10 or 11. His assist numbers are like 14.
Conveniently, preacher. Conveniently.
No, what I'm saying to you is what you are doing is disregarding the other seasons when he didn't average a triple double, but he was very good. I am saying the triple double seasons, some of them are a statistical anomaly, and I stand by that. But the other seasons when he didn't average a triple double, the man was very good.
Preacher, even those other seasons, preacher, and I said it, I don't know if you heard it before you came on. I can play a collage, preacher, of Russell Westbrook, and some of these clips I'm gonna show you are from seasons that he did not average a triple double.
And I can show you a collage of games when Draymond Green is throwing up bricks, when Draymond Green is doing stuff on the basketball court that looks silly. I can show you that too. We can all find clips of people doing things that
Preacher, let's not go there. Let's not go there. If we want to go bloopers and silly players.
That's what I'm saying. Don't go there. Don't go there.
I'm talking about these. What are the preacher, man? Don't get the thing mixed up, man. I'm talking about the obvious and intentional attempt to pad stats. That's what we are talking about, Bridget. We're talking about a man's intentional intent to pad his stats. Even in the seasons when in the average.
Can I get in?
G-Star is here.
Because G-Star get in, man.
Go ahead, G-Star.
Now, let me not be rude.
I want to find out what is the actual debate about. Let me just get that.
No, see, G-Star. All right, so let me give you the genesis.
No, great.
I heard yesterday. Well, G-Star. The argument, you know my argument, G-Star. My argument hasn't changed.
Of course.
I was not on here yesterday, Bridget. It was Manning's man birthday yesterday, G-Star. There was a lot of champagne being splashed here and some rum punch that share out. See? And yesterday, some man over here said, what on the G-Star? That's about this attack. Some man over yesterday had the audacity to suggest that Russell Westbrook was a better basketball player than Steph Curry. Forget that. Don't answer. Don't respond to that. See? As I say, it was Manning's man birthday and rum punch was being shared over here yesterday. See, so we don't respond to that. So I'm going to forgive the rum drinkers who were here yesterday. But I understand that there was a lot of beating being administered to me to even suggest the argument that I posited from where? From when was this G-Star? 2016, 17? That some total.
Pioneer G-Star. I'm not feeling well. Let me just quickly ask a question. Let me quickly ask a question because I have to run. I'm not feeling well.
Yeah.
if you had two players, knowing what you know now, knowing everything you know now about Draymond Green and Russell Westbrook, and you were going to start a basketball team with one of the two of them, right? Which one would you choose right now?
Yeah, ask me the question.
You don't know who else you're going to be.
You asking me the question first, right?
We asked you.
Yes,
Yeah, we asked you.
All right, so let me answer you first. You see,
Both
you see
of
the
you,
big,
both
you see,
of you.
right, let me answer G-Star. You see the big part of that question where, you see the big part of the question that a lot of people omit for acknowledge G-Star is that we are starting a basketball team. See, Russell Westbrook has proven to me, preacher, that he cannot play in a team concept, as was proven in this recently concluded season when he had LeBron James and Anthony Davis and a decent enough cast of basketball players playing with the Los Angeles Lakers, and he was unable to function in a team setting, my brethren. So the obvious answer. Hold on, man, ask your question, man. Answer the question,
Pioneer, just listen to me. Just Pioneer, relax, no, man. I'm telling you that I have to leave, so I'm going to leave. What is wrong? Just relax, no, man.
Oh, all right. What you say, man? I'm done. Preacher, go, man.
Yeah, so you're in charge now, bros. Yeah, right. And if people don't text me, I tell Pioneer to calm down.
No.
All right, so you're in charge, brother. All right.
Respect our money. All right.
So Pioneer.
I'm gonna put on a moderator.
Give us the 45 now, Pioneer. Give us the 45.
So Pioneer, is that your final answer? Russell Westbrook is not a good team player.
You see, because we're talking about a team,
right?
And Russell Westbrook has shown me that he's unable to function in a team setting. Obvious answer for me, man. But yeah, this
my turn.
G-Star.
Yeah, my turn.
G-Star.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it a 45. Don't worry yourself. So you can hear me, preacher?
Loud and clear, man.
All right, King. Oh, I'm happy belated birthday, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Enough respect, man. Respect.
So I would definitely take Draymond Green, and here's why I'm gonna take Draymond Green. Because I have ambition in life. My ultimate aim would be to win a championship. I cannot win a championship with Russell Westbrook, right? Russell Westbrook, I'm not going to call him a cancer, but Pioneer just alluded to it. He's unable to function in a team. He's not good at playing team basketball. So for instance, I've seen this time and time again in Oklahoma City. Y'all weren't aware of this. KD would hit 2 shots in a row. What does Russell Westbrook do now? He wants to be the hero, and he has the ball. KD gets very pissed off, but he never says nothing to Russell Westbrook. I don't understand why. I've seen that time and time again.
All right, G-Star, I got your answer. Pioneer, I got your answer. I'll close by saying this. Both of you are going to pick Draymond, not because Draymond is a better scorer, not because Draymond is a better rebounder, not because Draymond...
He's actually a better rebounder.
He's not. Russell Westbrook is the better rebounder. Stop it.
No.
The numbers don't lie.
No. Preacher. Draymond is a better rebounder. Stop that.
Illusion, and then you say the numbers don't lie, preacher.
No,
preacher, you make
the numbers...
that is conflicting statements, preacher.
No, but if you take out the triple-double seasons, Russell Westbrook would still be a better rebounder.
The numbers don't lie, preacher.
If you take out the triple-double seasons, he would still be a better rebounder because his numbers would still be...
I'm going to give you that, preacher. It's arguable. I'm going to give you that he's a better rebounder. It's arguable. Yeah. I'm going to give you that.
So don't argue. It's arguable. All right. The only thing you're picking Draymond on is because Draymond would be a better teammate to other players that you would possibly pick.
No.
Hold on. Preacher. Preacher. Draymond Green, I want you to understand this. Draymond Green is the best defender in this generation. Let me say that again.
There are not many good defenders in this generation, so that's not anything to write home.
Kawhi is an all-time defender. What are you talking about? Giannis is a
Simmons.
big-time, all-time
Okay.
defender. What are you
Giannis.
talking
No,
about? No,
listen.
not Ben Simmons.
The
Ben
NBA,
Simmons is a great defender, G-Star. Don't play
the
with Ben Simmons.
NBA, the current NBA is
But
played
he's
in
an
such a
all-time
way
defender.
that being a good defender is simply getting rebounds and having some blocks. The game is a
Preacher. No,
positionless
not
basketball
Kawhi,
game.
Draymond.
isn't
The
Kawhi
game is
an
about
all-time defender,
switching.
Preacher?
Everybody is switching
Preacher,
in basketball now.
Preacher, isn't
Nobody is
Kawhi
playing
an
lockdown
all-time
defense in
defender?
basketball. What are you talking about? Good,
Preacher.
great
All right,
defense.
Hold on.
Pioneer, hold on. Let me give you one
Statistic.
Give me a second.
Hold on, let me give
Preacher,
you
I
one
want to argue.
statistic. One statistic.
Yeah.
One statistic. Preacher, I got this from Colin Cowherd, so it's not like I researched it myself, okay?
Yeah.
The Golden State Warriors this year, with Draymond Green playing, when he's on the floor, right? They have the best defense in the last 18 years since the San Antonio Spurs. You can do the maths from like 2004, 2000.
G-Star.
Right? Hold on.
Those
Let me finish.
G-Star, don't come and quote anything. No, don't do that. You know what you're doing? You're quoting from somebody without having any evidence to support the stat. And I'm not going to accept that, because when I make reference to the basic basketball stats, Pioneer goes back to me saying it is a statistical anomaly, even though it is a fact.
That is your words, not Preacher, not mine. That is your words, Preacher. You said
Don't quote something that you don't have evidence to
You never
support.
let me finish. You never finish. Without Draymond Green, hold on. Without Draymond Green, they are the 13th ranked defense. Preacher, don't do that, because when we get statistics from ABC, we quote those as well. It's a credible source.
No, listen.
Don't do that.
All right,
We
let me
quote
tell you
statistics
something.
from ABC
All right,
all
hear
the
this.
time. We're not
Chris Lynch,
ES. We don't have ESPN
G-Star,
research.
Pioneer, Chris Lynch, G-Star, Pioneer, and CC. Listen to this. Draymond Green is a way better defender than Russell Westbrook. That's the only thing that these guys can say. But I want to tell them a stat that they're unwilling to accept.
Way better passer.
All right, watch this. Draymond Green is also a way better defender than Steph Curry.
Way better passer than Russell Westbrook.
Draymond Green is also a better passer than Steph Curry.
That is arguable.
And Steph Curry is a point guard.
Arguable. It's closer.
Good. It's arguable because Draymond Green is the fulcrum of Golden State offensive set. Now, you would never pick. I want to
hear the Preacher.
You would never pick Draymond Green over Steph Curry, even though he's a way better defender, and even though it's arguable that he's a better passer.
Preacher, what? Preacher, I heard the Preacher. I heard you. Hold on, G-Star. I'm not coming to you next. Preacher, the argument is simple. The sum total of what, and this people, I want you to know that I've been consistent with this argument. I've never moved it. I have never shifted the needle on this. From the day I made this argument on the radio, it has been this. The sum total of what Draymond Green does on the basketball court makes him a better NBA basketball player than Russell Westbrook. That has been
the same can be said.
I cannot say the same about Steph Curry. I would be a madman. Hold on, Preacher. I would be a Preacher. I would be a madman to say the sum total of what Draymond Green does on the basketball court make him a better basketball player than Steph Curry. Preacher, the pluses for Steph Curry are through the roof.
All right. The sum total of what Draymond Green.
Give me a chance, man. Give me a chance. The pluses for Westbrook are average, and the minuses are through the bottom of the barrel, Bridget. I'm talking about sum total. I'm adding pluses and minuses. The pluses for Westbrook now bring him too high, and the minuses bring him way down. The pluses for Draymond Green brings him up here, and the minuses bring him somewhere in the middle. For Steph Curry, the pluses bring him way up through the roof, and the minuses bring him somewhere around 80%. So to make that argument, Preacher, is a non-argument. Don't do that. The sum total of we are comparing sum totals now, people. See, we're not comparing.
Yo, I didn't want to hear about CC and
one argument against.
Still.
All right.
No, man. Look like them about. So I make them have the floor. I don't know if CC.
CC, you have something to say, CC. Go ahead, CC.
The sum total of what Steph Curry has done versus sum total of Kevin Durant. Who do you rank higher in the NBA? And
we don't want to shift the don't shift the argument, CC. Please don't shift the argument. No, we're not shifting the argument. You've gone for two players when you're in the conversation, brother. We are stick to the mood we are discussing. We stick into the mood. You know, you're going to start a different argument. Because me going to tell you, Steph, and then you're going to say KD, and we're going to have an argument about Steph and KD. That is
No,
not the
the
argument
reason-
we've been having.
The
bro.
reason why I'm saying
That's
this,
a conversation about. All right, so let me give you the minus.
point-
Let me
the point
give you the
that I'm
minus.
trying
Yeah, I
to
don't have that
make
question
is
either,
this.
CC.
The point that I'm trying to make is this, and I
Yeah.
said it before. Draymond Green has had a better NBA career than Russell Westbrook. But Russell Westbrook is a better basketball player than Draymond Green.
I bet
And it's not-
I bet an NBA basketball player.
Listen,
Can I say
NBA
something now?
basketball player, an overall basketball player.
NBA basketball.
can
I have only seen both gentlemen in the NBA. A better overall NBA basketball player. Yes, that's what you're saying.
No,
Can I
we
say
have not
something,
only
Pioneer?
seen both
Can I-
players in the NBA. We have seen both players. We have seen Russell Westbrook win gold medal with it's something that the team. We see Russell Westbrook play FIBA. We see Russell Westbrook play Olympics.
Draymond Green has
play
won
Olympic
2 gold
team, the
medals.
rest
What are the
Olympic.
better? Draymond, we have 2 Olympic gold medals. You know, you forget that.
But I'm
Yeah,
saying
but he was an insignificant
No, I think he did
player.
forget, actually.
Man, no, man, not do that.
Draymond
No, don't
Green
do
was
it, don't
no
do that.
significant
Don't do
piece.
that.
Not do that, preacher.
He was actually
Preacher,
a
don't do
champion
that.
one of those years ago.
I'm never talk about USA
Draymond-
basketball. Because that's
No,
no argument.
but
Yeah,
here's
but I'm
Preacher,
saying,
wait,
let's
hold on.
leave
Pick up
USA.
in gentlemen. Preacher wanted this. Go ahead, preacher.
All right. So if I use your logic, Pioneer,
Yeah.
that the sum total of Draymond Green's contribution to the basketball team
Yeah.
is much better than Russell Westbrook. So that logically means he's a better basketball player than Russell Westbrook.
I could
If I
argue. I made that argument.
If I find other players who Draymond Green's subtotal may be better than their subtotal, it means he's also better than them. So I'm looking
But
now
that-
at
but-
say
yeah.
I'm looking now at say the Chicago Bulls team, the current Chicago Bulls team. Who is their leading scorer?
DeMar DeRozan.
DeMar DeRozan.
The sum total of what Draymond Green does for his basketball team over the course of his career.
I disagree
much
with you,
better
preacher.
than-
I disagree. I disagree.
You
with you.
So make
disagree?
it finish now.
I didn't
Make
say
it
what
finish
DeMar
now.
DeRozan-
Hold on, preacher. Preacher, I'm going to tell you, this is the argument now I
What
try to
has
conflict
DeMar
the argument. Hold on,
DeRozan
preacher, hold on,
done that
Preacher,
Russell
it's
Westbrook has not done? That's why I'm asking you.
What
No,
else?
it's a
What?
good question, Pioneer. Pioneer, it's a good question.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's a good
Go ahead,
question.
go ahead.
All right, for me, no, preacher. I think that's actually it's arguable, but I would actually pick Draymond Green, right? I would
Over
actually
DeMar
pick Draymond
DeRozan.
Green. No, hold on, no. You're gonna say has Draymond Green ever been in a finals in a MVP discussion like DeMar DeRozan? No, he hasn't. Right? DeMar DeRozan this year has been spectacular. I will admit that. If DeMar DeRozan played every year like how he did this last year, I would say DeMar DeRozan. But throughout DeMar DeRozan's career, he's kind of up and down. And do you remember LeBron? Do you remember what LeBron did to Toronto? That was DeMar DeRozan. I'm a Toronto fan.
Draymond
bro.
Green
So
has
when you
never
talk
been
about DeMar
tasked with
DeRozan,
leading a team.
he was a
DeRozan was
non-factor.
tasked
He
with
actually
leading a
drunk.
team.
Preacher, DeMar DeRozan was a baby compared to LeBron. So don't do that.
DeMar DeRozan led
I saw
Toronto
Draymond Green
Raptors
call
to 2
LeBron James the B
NBA
word.
conference finals. G-Star, stop being
And
disingenuous
we
to
weren't
make
happy.
to win an
We
argument.
weren't happy. We want
The
championships.
responsibility
We don't
of
want just semifinals. Kyle Lowry.
is two and Draymond Green is 2 different responsibilities.
All right.
The point I'm making, the bigger point I'm making, Pioneer.
DeMar DeRozan strong.
Hold on,
Pioneer.
gentlemen, hold on.
DeMar
This is
DeRozan
what I
strong.
want. You see what preacher is trying to do in a G-Star? It's conflict the argument.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm following your logic. I'm following your logic.
G-Star, that's why I nipped it. G-Star, that is why I nipped it in the board before we started it. Because if we allow the argument to descend down this, you're going to put an argument now between DeMar DeRozan and Draymond, which is not the conversation.
No.
This is what I'm saying.
Your
Hold on,
logic,
please.
Pioneer. I'm
All right.
stuck on your logic, you know. I'm
Let me
forgetting
give you my
Westbrook
logic.
now.
All right, let me give you my logic.
Forget
Hold on,
Westbrook.
G-Star, please, give me a second. Let me give you my logic now, preacher. Let me give you my
I
logic.
didn't say nothing.
Sorry, Russ, hold on, G-Star, please. Just give me a second. Just give me, I just need 1 minute. 30, I need 60 seconds, please. I'm going to give you my logic now. Russell Westbrook.
Go on top, man.
Russell Westbrook, whilst he's a volume scorer, but he's very efficient. So that's a plus and a minus. See? Russell Westbrook is a ball hog that disrupts your team chemistry by trying to to average a triple-double. I give you the pluses, you must put up the stats, but I give you the minus, you must disrupt your team's chemistry. Russell Westbrook will average 10 assists for the game, but he will average 7 turnovers. I give you the plus, I give you the minus.
Because he has the ball more than anybody else.
Good, but I'm giving you, and he's all right. So good. Russell Westbrook has very nimble fingers. For a point guard, he doesn't handle the ball well. That's a minus.
Magic Johnson averaged about 6 to 7 turnovers in his career. He's considered the best point guard ever.
Hold on, Virgin. Hold on. I'm just saying to you, preacher. Hold on. I'm giving you what I'm doing in a preacher. I'm breaking down the pluses and the minuses. And I tell you how I come to my argument. The crux of my argument is that the sum total.
Don't forget IQ. Don't forget IQ. Russell's IQ is horrible.
All right, IQ can be measured, but we can look and see. But we're not going to bring IQ because IQ is not something we can measure tangible. But for those who have eye, we can see that he has no IQ because the decision making of a man who is supposedly a point guard is crappy. Minus.
Pioneer, I'm saying you won me over now. Pioneer, you win. Pioneer, I'm saying you win. No. When I put Pioneer, all the pluses
listen, on one side, you win. And the minuses on the other side, preacher. When I draw line on that, the pluses come out below the minuses, preacher.
Pioneer,
that's what I'm saying.
I'm saying you win. Pioneer, you win. No, if I give you winnings, I want you to know that the logic that you use is the same logic I'm going to use with other players in the NBA, comparing them with Draymond.
Plus and minus.
And DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan.
Minus in terms of what they do on the court, Virgin.
DeMar DeRozan is a very good example because, like Russell Westbrook, DeMar DeRozan. Hold on, like Russell Westbrook, DeMar DeRozan has played on 3 different teams. He has played on Chicago, he has played on San Antonio, and he has played on the where was he before?
I never mentioned the team that was
Raptors.
I never mentioned the amount of team he played on San Antonio.
I'm using it. I'm using it because it's relevant.
I didn't use that. I didn't use that in my plus minus, you know.
No, I'm using it because it is relevant.
I didn't use that in my plus minus, you know, preacher.
Hold on.
Show that I didn't use the amount of teams.
Yeah, but I'm saying you have left that out because
use the ones
because when Draymond Green plays on Golden State with the greatest shooter of all time in Steph Curry, and with arguably a top 5 shooter of all time in Klay Thompson, and with a system of basketball that is conducive for Draymond Green.
Don't figure that he had to create, you know.
Of course, he helps to. Yes.
He's the main facilitator of that system.
Good.
So that's the plus.
Good.
Put that in the plus column for Draymond.
Yes. Now, I'm saying to you, if I should take away Steph Curry and Klay Thompson from Draymond Green and ask Draymond Green to lead Jordan Poole, Kuminga, and all these other young and upcoming talents, I guarantee you, Golden State will not look. They will not look the same.
They're going to the playoffs.
No. We don't know. We have seen them with Steph and Draymond not make the playoffs. We have seen that.
Hold on, but not with this. Not with this.
Let me finish.
Steph missed the last 20 games of the season. You know.
Let me finish.
So there's a sample size. We actually did see the one.
Good. Thank you very much, G-Star. And Clay was a shell of himself.
So that's why you have to watch the game, you know.
Let me finish. Let me finish. I have seen Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook play on a team that went to the conference finals and lose KD and the other and Serge Ibaka, who were the top 2 players, 2 of the top 3.
Replaced by Oladipo.
Oladipo is not a good replacement for any of those 2 players.
Okay, right? Decent scorer. Average 18 points in the season.
You can't compare him to any of those 2 players.
Average 18 points in the season.
And that team went to the NBA playoffs. Whatever they did in the playoffs after that, you can argue that. But I'm saying, don't be disingenuous by propping up Draymond Green's championship pedigree, winning when he's playing with. No. I am making an argument now. I am making my argument.
Championship. I didn't mention rings. I didn't mention the championships, preacher. Nothing of the pluses.
Listen, I am
didn't
making
mention
my
anything about
argument.
championships and rings.
Let me tell you what the minuses of Draymond Green are now. Because you have not said any minuses for Draymond. Listen to Draymond Green's minuses.
I did.
If you are depending on Draymond Green to be a scorer on your team, forget it. He's not going to be able to score to make you win. That's one.
I'm preacher. What if I can point to games and situations that he has scored and he was asked to score and he has scored.
Even a broken clock is right twice per day, Pioneer. It doesn't mean that the clock is effective.
And I'm talking about big
clock is effective.
I'm not talking about big playoff games, you know.
Even a broken clock is right twice per day.
You just made a statement that is not true, preacher. You just said if you're
Golden State does not depend on Draymond Green to score for them to win.
I can point to a situation that without Steph Curry, with Draymond
Has Draymond Green ever led Golden State in scoring in a playoff game?
Yes, he has.
Which game?
Go back to Portland 2016.
Okay, one game.
No, man. As a matter of fact, 2 games out of that 5-game series, he led them.
Has Russell Westbrook ever led his team in scoring in the playoffs?
Yes. Preacher, that's the only argument you have for Westbrook. You point out Draymond minus his preacher. Don't go back to Westbrook.
I'm telling you, Draymond Green is not a good scorer of the basketball. You can't deny it.
Continue now.
That's one. Two.
That's one. Yeah.
Two. That's one. Two. You talk about Russell Westbrook and his turnovers.
No, man, we're talking about Draymond's minus.
Draymond Green turns the ball over.
Preacher. Why are you just drop me? I'm a pencil right here, gentlemen.
Why are you interrupting me? Why are you interrupting me?
Because you keep on mentioning Westbrook in the Draymond plus minus. We don't want to hear about Westbrook. You wanted to list the Draymond Green pluses and minuses. You name one minus. No, we have to name some more minuses.
I'm getting there.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, good. Draymond Green is not a good scorer of the basketball. One.
That's one.
Two. Draymond Green turns the ball over comparatively as much as Russell Westbrook.
Not true.
Even though, listen,
not true.
Even though he does not handle the ball as much as Russell Westbrook.
Not true, preacher. Not true. True.
You want to check?
All right.
You want to check?
No, man, I can't check it, man. But not true. But we put that as a minus. So we're done 2 minus.
Good.
Continue, please.
Good. Third thing,
2 minus.
Draymond Green is a disruptive force on a basketball team because of his attitude on the basketball court and how many technical fouls he amasses. Doesn't Draymond Green amass technical fouls that made him even miss an NBA Finals game?
But preacher, none of those kids, those technical fouls fire up his team to perform better, as you have seen.
Didn't Draymond Green cost his team? Didn't Draymond Green cost his team an NBA championship by getting a silly technical foul?
I would say that. Yeah, man.
Okay, so
preacher. Go ahead.
That takes away from Draymond Green overall game. Good.
Yeah, man. So 3. Go ahead.
3. Third point.
Yeah.
Draymond Green as a facilitator in the Golden State Warriors team is as good as Steph Curry and Klay Thompson is.
Is that a minus?
Of course it's a minus because his facilitation. No, his facilitation. His
facilitation.
No, I'm not reaching. I'm not reaching. Let me. No, but I'm gonna quote you. I'm gonna quote you. Let me quote you. You said Draymond Green admitted that the youngsters were not buying into quote unquote what he was trying to do, and so he called the season. He said, you said, not me. You said, in the absence of Steph and Klay, Draymond Green acknowledged that it never made sense to continue playing because what he was trying to do, the youngsters were not.
But as G-Star pointed out to you,
hold on, let me finish. Let me finish. You say I'm reaching and you're not letting me
G-Star
finish.
pointed out to you at the end of this last season with a very hobbled and not playing well Klay Thompson. And an absent Steph Curry.
Klay Thompson was hobbled and not playing well. Wow.
No, not playing well. They never play well. He was coming back from injury and he wasn't playing well.
He was hobbled and not playing well, and he was their third leading scorer. Mighty God.
No, man, he was not. He was not playing well.
No given time, Draymond Green took up the mantle and offered to shoot more.
No, that's not the point to make. That's not the point to make contest.
No, Chris, I wanted to look at no Pioneer. At no given time, Draymond Green become a man. He didn't become a man.
Chris, listen to me, Chris. The point to make contest is preacher's point to say minus Clay and Steph, Draymond can't perform. And I'm saying this year, without Steph and Clay not playing well, with the youngsters, Wiggins, with the youngsters, Paul, with the youngsters, Kamingo and others, Draymond Green was playing well. He was facilitating, he was averaging a lot of assists, and he was playing defense on a whole new level. See? So, Preacher, that is another argument, right? That's a fair quote what me did say. So, find a next argument, Preacher. Continue.
So, I'm sorry, Sir G-Star leave, you know, because I'm big pan PER, you know. So, we're going to choose some PER people. I'm going to ask you if you think Westbrook is better than these people pioneer. Dirk.
No.
Kyrie Irving.
No.
Moses Malone.
No.
Damian Lillard.
No.
Tracy McGrady.
No.
Julius Irving.
No.
John Stockton.
No.
You see why I'm vexed the G-Star not here?
That's why I don't use stat, Virgin. Chris, that's why I'm in a draft for stat. That's why I'm tell you, say, is watch basketball, analyze. It's not statistics for you, Virgin. Chris, that is why I don't use statistics to analyze basketball games, Chris. I watch basketball and analyze based on what I see, Virgin. See, I'm saying to you, Chris. Chris, I may not agree upon this now, because you and I have been on separate ends of this argument. I'm wrap up the canvas. I'm wrap up the street. See? Jesus. Why people keep calling up on me?
Well, we're going to need some 10-minute stanza, so 5-minute stanza.
Yeah, man, the pioneer get going, you know.
Yeah, man, I can't.
But yeah, man, CC, no way, man. Pioneer now gonna leave him in consensus. But there's no way Draymond Green is a better basketball player at all, brother.
Watch out, we are trying to apply, because that is why I say we are apply a lot of stuff to things, because
you are coming up on the street, brother.
You don't fix up the street, man. May I tell you, Chris Lynch, if we look at it like this, bro, if we drop in 2 other players in the slot and say Steph Curry or KD, Steph Curry have a better career, and you can't go around that. Steph Curry have multiple win there. MVP. Then Steph Curry have unanimous in that he have a unanimous MVP, unanimous finals MVP. He have rings them. The statistics are close. You understand what I say, Chris Lynch? So then what is the outside leaning factor? The fact that him bring team them to championships. KD only have 2 with him. So you're ranking, if you rank them as an NBA player, me go rank Steph over KD. But if me go rank them as a pure basketball player, and KD, me have to go say, oh.
And G-Star, who's a big KD fan, don't use the fact that Steph get his team and KD had to join him. Don't use it against KD, you know. Because KD is his player. And the big thing that Pioneer keep repeating is that Westbrook cannot pass the basketball. That is not true. You cannot, if you can't pass the basketball, you don't have 3 leading assists season. A lot of people out there playing.
In a Steph Curry, Klay Thompson team versus a Russell Westbrook team, you should have more assists in a Steph Curry, Klay Thompson team. Because you have 2 man who is a lethal gunman. Them man here, I shoot them lights out. So that means if you're a decent passer, some hacking thing, man. If you're a decent passer of the basketball, Chris Lynch, in a Steph Curry and a Klay Thompson team, you're supposed to have a lot, and then you have man in there where you can shoot again. So I'm not saying, as I put it in, if you want to put Draymond Green career as an NBA player over Westbrook, fine. But as a basketball player, out-and-out basketball player, nobody now take Draymond Green over Westbrook.
No, man, nobody not doing it. Uncle Pioneer starting his franchise with Draymond.
That is because it is Pioneer's player. Let me tell people this now. When you're an analyst, you have to separate emotions from the analysis. Me know say for your fact. Right now, Chris Lynch, I don't have a player in the NBA. My player is Allen Iverson. I could not sit here and tell you that Allen Iverson is better than Carmelo Anthony even though Allen Iverson brought a team to the final.
So here is G-Star. G-Star, you there?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I was listing some players that I was asking Pioneer if he thinks Westbrook is better than these players. Dirk, Kyrie Irving, Moses Malone,
No, clearly not.
Damian Lillard, Tracy McGrady,
Definitely not.
Julius Irving, John Stockton.
Julius Irving, John Stockton, none of them. None of them.
But
Chris
a favorite stat of yours, you know what it is?
What, PER or plus minus?
PER.
Yeah.
They
No,
have
but I
Westbrook.
guess
There's
I
no,
use it. I use it.
One, the main factor is I cannot find Draymond Green on the list. I don't know where he's at. It ends at 250. And I don't see Draymond Green on the list. And then now Westbrook is posing up at 30, at 31. So that go against Pioneer point to say Westbrook, you can his stats is an anomaly and you can't do that. That's not so, because 11 of the 14 seasons that Westbrook played in the NBA, his team got to the playoffs.
All right,
His
Chris
team
Lynch.
is always there and about.
I want you to understand something. If you're asking me who has more potential as a basketball player, who is more capable of doing big things or bigger things, I will tell you that it's Russell Westbrook. If you told me, right, I could have Greg Popovich or Phil Jackson to coach Russell Westbrook or Draymond Green, I will tell you that you're probably better off taking Russell Westbrook over Draymond Green, right?
Why?
Because he's more capable. He has more potential. He has a higher ceiling.
No, don't say more capable. He's more talented.
Yes, he's more talented. Yes, he's more talented. But the truth is, with his talent, he puts up numbers, but he underachieves at the same time, if you can understand that. He has never had a good coach to show him how to really play basketball. Scott Brooks just let him do whatever he wanted. The coach where did he go after that? Washington, they didn't care. And all right, you see, when he actually went to the Lakers, when he actually was exposed, when the spotlight is on Russell Westbrook, everybody is saying, wait, Russell Westbrook's actually garbage. What? Russell Westbrook averaged 18, 8, and 8. You know? Those are better than Draymond Green's numbers, but they still want to trade him. They want to get rid of Russell Westbrook. Why?
But you know what happened in a Lakers team with Westbrook? G-Star, yeah. He went in a team that Draymond Green wouldn't have made them any better.
Come on, let's stick to Russell Westbrook. Tell me, he averaged 18, 8, and 8, and they
went to
get rid of him. Those are excellent numbers.
Really and truly, he would have to cut back on his shots and all of those stuff. They were asking him not to do much. Even before the season start, the conversation was, can he do that?
No, but hold on. I want you to overstand the question. Hold on, no. I want you to overstand the question. He averaged 18 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists. Those are good traditional numbers. And yet, the Lakers it seems like, because I'm not in the organization, it seems like the Lakers would rather get rid of him than have him on the team. Why? You know why? Because he's not conducive to winning basketball, Chris Lynch and CC.
14 seasons is a lot, G-Star. So that's the other point. People using this Westbrook to basically say this is what he normally do. That's not true, G-Star. You know that. Because this is his 14th season. That was because he gone. That's not the normal Westbrook. His defense is his little defense that he had is not that little is not there again. That's basically out. So I don't think you should use this season. A Pioneer do it, you know. That's why Pioneer get so much supporters with it, you know. Because when you have a season like this, that Westbrook just it's easy to have people that agree with you. But that's not.
But Chris Lynch, what I'm trying to tell you, Chris Lynch, since Russell Westbrook was a rookie, I've been watching the OKC Thunder. I have zero problems with Russell Westbrook as a rookie. I have zero problems with Russell Westbrook as a second-year player. I have his third year, him start to build a little ego. It's the fourth year, I don't want Russell Westbrook.
This is what I'm trying to tell you. Russell Westbrook's game is not the problem. It's his ego, brother. It's his ego. If Russell Westbrook was to just drop his ego, he would be a much better basketball player. It's not his ability, Chris Lynch. It's what he can do for the basketball team, brother. This is what I'm trying to show you. No matter how good Melo is, if Melo don't play defense, he's hurting your team. So
that's
same thing
why,
with Russell Westbrook.
all in all, that's why you must tell Pioneer that Westbrook is more talented, and the argument done. If you say that Pioneer
Chris.
He's more talented. I can't argue that. Russell Westbrook's more talented.
I've never made that argument, you know, Chris. Chris, I've never made that argument. I'm saying to you, my argument has always been consistent, Chris. The sum total of what Draymond Green does on the basketball court makes him a better player than Russell Westbrook. This has never been an argument about talent, Chris. This has never been an argument about.
Who do you believe is more talented, Pioneer? Who do you believe is more talented? Who do you believe is more talented?
Westbrook has more talent. If you talk about talent, Westbrook has more talent.
There you go, Chris Lynch. Nobody's arguing talent.
To go to a different sport. But I can go in basketball and show you players that has far more talent than other players, but the players with less talent are better. And we can go football and show you that too.
Yeah, no,
this is not
but
about.
You can stay in basketball. Chris Lynch, Kevin Durant is a more talented scorer than Michael Jordan. You know? He's more talented, but he's not a better scorer than Michael Jordan. It's the same.
As G-Star got to that point, we don't crucify KD like we crucify Westbrook. You realize that we don't? Because KD, we could have argued that. We can always sit here argue that Westbrook couldn't adapt in a system like the Warriors, you know. That might not be so. The Warriors, he probably could have played in a system like that.
Absolutely not.
Stick up in, Chris. I hear you said something a while ago, I disagree with Chris. You said if Draymond had gone to the Lakers, he wouldn't have made a difference. That is
Chris Lynch drinking the Kool-Aid. That might tell
because you see the same thing that you're taking to factor when Draymond didn't make it to the playoffs. It's the same thing now.
No, Chris. No, Chris. No, man.
Chris. AD, the main man who was supposed to be the main man, went down sometime. LeBron was out for some time. Westbrook was the only.
All right. And in the games that we saw with Westbrook and LeBron, if we give Draymond that same amount of games with him and LeBron as I would give Westbrook and LeBron, Lakers making at least the play. Chris, one of the great deficiencies of the Lakers team this year was their defense, Chris. Westbrook contributed a lot to that too. Draymond Green would fix that. Just his presence alone would fix just what he would do on the defensive end of the court, Chris, would put the Lakers in a plus where they would make at least the play.
Secondly, contender. No, forget playing. The championship contender with Draymond.
Secondly, Chris, imagine Draymond allowing LeBron to play off the ball a little bit more, Chris. That in itself, right? That's all.
But that was.
And it would have freed up AD. It would have freed up AD
Westbrook because he's also a point guard.
LeBron hold on a minute. You see, no, it's not only that LeBron that Westbrook is a point guard.
Make a difference, Pioneer, because what Lakers don't have like is not known shooters who can punish you.
Chris.
No, Westbrook is a scoring point guard.
Decision making. It is a position. All right. Look at this, Chris. Wiggins is not a knockdown shooter. See? Kuminga is not a knockdown shooter. When you listen to them two talk about what Draymond affords them and how he puts them in the right position. That is what he does to his teammates, to Bridget. He puts you in the right position to score.
You can easily do that when you look at Steph Curry and he gets doubled, Pioneer.
No, man, but it's not just Steph Curry.
Overall brilliance of Draymond Green, you know, is the system, and because a lot of doubling take place in the Warrior system.
Chris, he helps to. He's the man. He's one of the main man who helped to create that system, Chris. And that's what I'm overlooking, Bridget. He's one of the main man who helped take him out of the system.
He's the second man. He's after
Chris.
Steph.
Chris, you remember? All right, hold on, Bridget. You remember what the Warriors looked like when Draymond was out? That stretch, even with Steph and Clay.
That's what I wanted to mention, you know.
The first game that Clay came back, Draymond was out, you know. He got injured right before that, you know. You remember what the Warriors look like without Draymond, with Stephen Clay and Poole on the court? Virgin, let us not be. Draymond
hold on.
Green,
Let me jump in here.
begging the man to come back.
Two decent games in a playoff final. Just the other day, and we saw what the Warriors did.
What?
No, Chris Lynch, you're talking when Clay is not there, when Steph is not there. We're not talking about that. We understand that Draymond Green cannot carry a team because he's incapable of scoring 20 plus points a game.
There you go.
We're not talking about that.
And
we're talking
about
can Draymond Green help you win a championship? It's undoubtedly yes. Can Russell Westbrook help you win a championship? There's still a question mark. So why would I think the player that is a question mark would be the better player? How would that make any sense?
So
furthermore, to what Pioneer was saying, when Draymond Green was out this season, every Warrior fan, including myself, and I'm sure Pioneer as well, would say, boy, without Draymond Green, I don't think that the Warriors can win a championship. That is how it looked. When Draymond Green was out, the Warriors needed Draymond Green. Why?
Were they going to win without Steph Curry? Let's say Draymond Green out and Steph Curry, and let's say Draymond Green.
Both are important pieces.
They're not going to win without Steph.
But hold on, they weren't going to win the championship without
Clay either. They're not going to win without Clay either, you know.
Chris, hold on, Chris. Watch this now, Chris. We have a sample size of both, you know. We're not saying they would have won the championship without Steph Curry. Obviously not. But what we saw, Chris, was when Draymond was out, what the Warriors looked like. And we had also the sample size of Steph Curry being out for the last how much games at the regular season. And the Warriors didn't look like they were a shell of themselves. Similar in the same way how them look without Draymond. Without Draymond, the Warriors look like a shell of themselves. They could not function, Chris. But without Steph Curry, with Poole rising to the occasion and Clay coming along a little bit and Wiggins coming into his own, the Warriors were able to function because Draymond was there. We can't deny that, Chris, man. Come on. Anyway, Virgin, we're up the street now.
He's a piece of the backbone of the Warriors.
Each other, including CC, because CC quiet like a lambster.
Yeah, let me hear CC. Let me hear CC.
A minute.
You know what I say? We notice we wrap up the stream and we're not talk about the whole 90s thing. It's like we're just in this Draymond Green or something there. Conversation.
No, we didn't see it. You come on late for sleeping. The man is run through it early.
Yeah. But what I say is, what I'm trying to say is, Pioneer, is we have to look on the fact of the type of players they are. You have a player versus a career or versus what the player has contributed to the NBA. Somebody say, undoubtedly, you can say Draymond Green's contribution to Golden State far outweighs whatever Russell Westbrook has done for his other teams. But and that's why I say some of the time the way in which persons describe basketball players, it's unfair in terms of the comparison some of the times because we are comparing them one-on-one when it's actually a 5-on-5 game. And in a 5-on-5 game, you're picking Draymond Green because of what his contribution has done. What his skill set is towards the Golden State Warriors. Because if you know, the Golden State Warriors dynasty starts with Steph Curry's offensive and Draymond Green's defense and intimidation, and ends with Draymond Green's defensive capabilities and intimidation. So that's why I'm gonna say, the thing to put it plain and simple, as you argue it, you have an argument to say he's a better player if you want to make your argument. But I would think that as a basketball player, Russ Westbrook is the better player. However, their career in the NBA, Draymond Green is finishing out better than Westbrook. And it's as simple as that. It's just that, as I said, a person's talent doesn't determine the outcome. What I can say is other players that are watching the game can look and say, I do not need to possess the skill set of a Russell Westbrook. However, if I have the determination and the defensive tenacity and the IQ to match, I will be able to achieve what I want to achieve. Looking at a player like Draymond Green.
All right, CC. Well said, my brethren. G-Star, I don't know if Chris will come back, but me I give you your say if step on the wrap up. This we have had this conversation, G-Star, over and over. We have been at it. You and I, along with others, and different media and on different medium. Seeing we have been at it with people that have this conversation back and from, my brethren. So me I give you a chance to wrap up in terms of.
And here what I've always said Draymond Green versus Russell Westbrook is an interesting case study. Why? Because one put up better numbers, one is more ranked as a quote unquote superstar, and one is quote unquote a better role player. Nobody, well, let me not talk about nobody, let me talk about for me. Nobody is disputing Russell Westbrook's talent and what he's capable of. We know he's capable of great things, but the question is, what does he actually do to help his team win ball games? Because that is ultimately what it comes down to. You can score 30 points a game, but if like all of Bradley Beal, you could make a big argument that Bradley Beal is overrated. Why? What does Bradley Beal really do to help the Washington Wizards win ball games? Yeah, he puts up points, but what does Draymond Green do? Draymond Green is one of the best defensive players of this generation, if not the best, right? He is the organizer, he's a communicator, and he's also the motivational force behind the Warriors. And those are intangible things, but those are things that Draymond Green brings to the table. And they'll tell you that Draymond Green is more like the bouncer. He's the Golden State Warriors enforcer. Nobody messes with Steph Curry, really. Does anybody really give Steph Curry hard picks or play Steph Curry dirty? No. Take Draymond Green off the team and see what happens with Steph Curry. So there's a whole bunch of intangibles that Draymond Green brings to the table. Flip it over to Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook's intangibles are borderline horrific. His body language, how he deals with teammates, hugging the ball. He doesn't get the hockey assist. He gets the assist where he goes to the basket and then he does a dump off. You see me? So at the end of the day, Russell Westbrook is a fantastic player, right? But Russell Westbrook, he's more of an individual than a team player. And that is why Draymond Green is better than Russell Westbrook in terms of not talent. In my opinion, the person who you'd rather pick to win a championship, to me, that is the person who is the better basketball player. That's it.
And my views are known. I've expressed them ad nauseum. And as I said, my argument will continue to be. And G-Star, you summed it up well. We're not talking about talent here. Because if talent is not manifested, then it is nothing. All right, my argument has always been and will continue to be the sum total of what Draymond Green does on the basketball court makes him a better player than Russell Westbrook. As I said, when I add up all the pluses, when I add up all the minuses and I draw a line under them for Westbrook, it puts him, I have him a little bit over the plus line. And I do the same for Draymond. I have him as an average player, somewhere in the middle at the standing. No need to mention other players, no need to bring other players in the conversation. I'm just discussing these two gentlemen across the board. G-Star, you put it well. In terms of talent and ability, it is Russell Westbrook. In terms of what they do on the basketball court, and that is why my argument has always been, ladies and gentlemen, the sum total of one versus the other. And it's about what they do based on what we have seen them doing on the NBA court when they have played for their teams. For me, Draymond Green ranks above Russell Westbrook for me. And the conversations will continue. And I know that some persons, I won't be able to convince them in the same way that people won't be able to convince me people. So it's just a matter of opinion. And even though the debates get heated and passions fly high sometimes, it is all in the name of sports. It's all in the name of sports debate. Let's not get it twisted. Let's not get it convoluted or conflated. It's all in the name of sports debate. I want to thank everyone who was on here with us. I want to give thanks to Preacher for joining us earlier. I want to G-Star. I want to give thanks to you, my brethren. CC, I want to bless up CC. I want to give thanks to Christians to have joined us earlier too.
Yeah, man. Bless up, man. G-Star, that's how you thought I play.
Yeah, we hear that. You know, the man there on the dinner table. Big up yourself, G-Star. Saying, and bless up, bless up. Mannings was here with us earlier. He must run out and things. This is I am sure sports people. We will continue to have other debates like this. I have another heated one I come up with myself and Roger Murdoch. You know, this is one that I'm looking forward to.
Hey, hold on, the Pioneer.
Yeah.
Since you're talking, you know, guess what? Remember you said a lot of junk before, you know, when you call Chris Paul a choker. I think that one needs to be going because I want.
Yeah, but G-Star, you know me, not G-Star. We are here to defend everything that we say, man. You know it, and I welcome these debates, brethren. We are going to use this platform for debates, you know, because it is what we do. It is what we do in the barber shop. It is what we do on the radio. It is what we do in our spare time. You know what I say? So we'll welcome the debates here. We'll welcome them elsewhere too. But we'll continue to have them as time goes on. We'll continue to do it. And I am sure sports, along with bringing you the quality content as sporting events happen. So, you know, that's what we're here for. That's what the channel is here for. We're here to facilitate and accommodate. We're here to have lively sporting discussions, disseminate information. You know, it's I am sure sports. My name is Pioneer. Once I give thanks to everybody who was able to join us here today. Mannings is operating from a makeshift location. So am I. But we continue to be here to give you quality content, ladies and gentlemen. We give thanks to your presence. As Mannings would say, we're all